I think we actually decided that we're going to go to the party instead, because that's the last thing you'd have prepared for.
Yeah, like yesterday, Rella was like, "Hey, so something, the furnace." I was like, "Fuck, bro, seriously, now?"
Now you have to prepare the furnace.
Yeah.
She's just a kid. Don't listen to her.
With you.
Yeah, it's fine. I can manage. If push comes to shove, I can just ask for like a 15-minute break while I get my shit together.
Okay. Oh, wait. Bro, the mods in this server are called Ultimate Hope.
Oh.
And the admins are Ultimate Despair.
Oh.
God.
The ultimate.
Meanwhile, myself, I'm the ultimate disappointment. God damn. Oh my god, what is this music?
To make a snack.
Oh, get fucked.
I gotta go do that. I'm just gonna go make some popcorn. I'll be back.
Popcorn.
I was like, I'm not sure if this is church music or if Nico is putting like the start of the Danganronpa theme.
Nope. I thought some crazy Mozart was gonna pop off here.
I wouldn't do that to you. Maybe.
What the hell? Oh my god.
It's a really bad boy.
Wait, I think I have some good emojis now. Um. Look at this one, Taka. Did you remember?
Oh, that's the mage girl from
Yep.
from V3. I think.
Yep. Dude, it's crazy how just a lip can tell you so much.
It's a fucking Sogaki lip.
Obnoxious little bitch. God damn.
She was so annoying, bro.
I hated her.
I couldn't believe she survived to the end. I was like,
I
bruh.
know. Here, fan favorite. Where the fucking Nagito emojis? Hello, guys? Question mark?
Hmm?
Oh, I guess I don't have the permissions yet.
Not the...
Damn, I don't have the permissions yet.
Did you
Use
just
them.
find a new server or something?
It just dawned on me that I don't have a Danganronpa server for like soundboard or emojis. But it looks like I have to wait till I'm given permissions in the server before I can access all the emotes and probably the sounds, because I don't think they have any
I don't
sounds
think
in.
that's how that works.
But I see some are locked, like emojis.
The ones that are locked means that they lost boosts and they're now inaccessible.
Oh, okay. So I guess they don't have any fucking soundboard sounds. Awesome.
Snack
Fucking
crisis
losers.
averted. Oh no, Sammy, I gotta turn on crisp. I'm sorry, you can't chat.
No, Sammy,
He's
justice
been
for Sammy.
silenced.
Well, I should get on Foundry, huh?
Why?
I agree. Why? Somebody
Because
stream the
more
game for me. I'm gonna
complicated.
play through stream. Oh, this is hilarious, by the way. I don't think Kevin was playing League with us one time, like ages ago, and he was playing through someone's stream because he fucking didn't realize he was looking at his game. I was like, bro, what?
That
That was
never actually happened that way. Everyone just memed on it like it did.
You said so. You were like, I was
No,
watching
it
a
was
stream.
literally a joke.
No, you know what? I don't believe that. No shot.
Also, Kevin, you know how we spent all that time? Well, I say we, but I mean you, to fix the equation for my AC. It needs to change.
That's fine. What's it now?
It should be 19. I had forgotten to add my arms and my bracers into my AC. Sammy, can you get out of my business in general?
Okay, so where are your arms and braces added as items?
I have the braces, the Ronder's bracers. Let me finish adding.
Oh yeah, I see them.
Damn. Do I just leave that server? They don't have any soundboard sounds.
Damn. What's the point then?
Kill him.
Like, literally. Left. That's so sad.
Hey, this is an item. I guess I couldn't.
And your arms do they count as a weapon?
What a good question.
Yes.
These arms are rated R for
They
everyone.
count as weapons for anything good that needs weapons. They don't count as weapons for anything that needs you to not be holding weapons.
Okay,
They
so
are
like
both my
like a
arms
feline's like a tabaxi's natural claws weapon.
They're a natural weapon. Like,
Okay.
so essentially it counts as being unarmed, but they count as weapons for the purposes of like smites and stuff
Right,
like
right.
that needs weapons.
I'm gonna go ahead and just import the tabaxi claws and then re-flavor them.
Oh, that.
Do they do
yeah, that might work
1d4?
better. No, they are. Hold on.
Do you really think I would do that to her?
Oops, not
Give
I
her
have-
1d4 weapon that she's never gonna use?
okay. Okay.
I got it. It's in the. I thought I had it in here. I have programmed in. I thought I had programmed in my attacks as weapons, but I don't know if I did it. Also, the music is so loud I can't hear myself think right now. Hold on, I gotta turn this down. Why is the bot so? I was making it very intense trying to look through my sheet for this. Like dramatic organ music. I was just suddenly feeling myself get more and more anxious while I'm looking. I'm like, oh, it's this music right now. It's like, so intense. I just like feel my heart rate.
It was just
Like,
in a
shit,
crescendo.
You're like, shit, I can't find it. I can't find it. I can't find it. It's
Exactly,
gonna
and I'm,
get me
like,
before I find it.
panicking, and I'm like, it's not that deep. It is not that deep.
They're gonna get me before I find it. Who's they? No.
Somebody. If nobody, it's got to be the man out to get me. Okay, yeah. So they're showing up on my sheet, but they also show not. Oh, let me equip them real quick. And why am I not proficient? I thought I made them proficient. D2. Yeah, it's a D8.
What music is this? This sounds so familiar. Is it Lord of the Rings? Huh?
I don't know.
What is it called? Wreck-It Ralph?
It's from an app that generates music. Called
You're
Pocket
just
Bar.
playing this casually with your left arm.
Yeah.
The pocket arm.
Oh wait, I see your Arm of the Wolf item, but you have it in here as armor.
Yeah, is it a way to just change the type it is? Because I fucked it up.
No, but we can just copy paste it over because all you have is the description.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna move the stuff into Lilia's folder,
Yeah.
and then add weapon. Arm of the Wolf. Create
Arm of Lolth? What the fuck did I miss?
Oh yeah.
What chapter was that in?
Hot
Was I
spider.
not here? Hot Spider Mama. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I have one regret, it's that I wasn't. Is that somehow someone has the Arm of Loath and that didn't involve me role playing Hot Spider Mummy.
Would you have played her really French and like sexy?
Isn't that just Widowmaker? Like,
No, what are you talking about? And then like
the implication that spiders are French. Like,
And then like every time you do something cool, you finish the sentence with, "But I know the truth. At the moment of the kill, they're never more alive."
Okay.
Yes.
So the arms give +1 to AC passively, right?
Yep. And so do
Okay.
Ronda's bracers.
Yep.
Ronda
I got the
rhymes.
bracers added in already. Bonus.
I did. I have no clue if I did it right.
Add 1.
I feel like the golden retriever at the computer meme, just like I think I'm pressing the right buttons.
Awooga, hamana. I'm struggling with mental issues today. I'm a little freaky.
You seem to be losing.
That's the
I feel
funniest shit I've ever heard. You're not struggling, you're fucking losing. Oh my god.
No, I fear I'm peaking in like my humor recently, and I think it's only gonna start going downhill at some point.
That is so good, bro. What?
I laughed to myself about the hung monkeyless like 3 or 4 times throughout the week, and I can't even begin to give the context of why it's funny. Really,
Oh
I'm just
my god.
take a 5-minute exposition to explain why I'm laughing at hung monkeyless.
Hung monkeyless. Indeed, it is I. Jesus Christ, that's funny.
And then, did I read correctly in there that it also gives bonus to saving throws?
I have a yes. I believe I manually added that to all of it.
I can make it a part of the effect that you can toggle on and off based on the moon if you want.
I think that's always on though.
I thought it was a +1 when it's all moons, or +3 when it's Extella.
Oh yeah. During Excella.
So do you have the +1 bonus right now already applied?
Yes.
Then I can just make a toggle for you that'll be Extella.
Oh, nice.
Oh. That was so loud.
You gotta turn down soundboards, man.
Yes, some of the sounds are insanely fucking loud sometimes. It's insane.
I think I have my soundboards at
Dude.
like 40%.
The fucking gunshot sounded.
I
killed
lowered the
me.
volume on that one too.
I know, yeah.
I can't do more.
That's a lot. That's too real 5 me, man.
It
I live
was-
in a city where that's a very real possibility.
This
at the
is
moment.
like half of the volume it used to be, by the way.
It was so much louder before.
Yeah, it was
Jesus
so loud.
Christ.
Like it's what I was saying. Like I was extremely bothered by it, and not because of trauma or anything, because I have only heard like a gun going off like once or twice in my life, but just because of how loud it was. I was always startled by it, just due to the sheer sound, and it made me lose like whatever train of thought I was going on.
I feel like
I'm having culture shock in the weirdest way possible. That maybe it's not normal to have to play. Is that a gun or is it fireworks?
I always assume it's a gun.
What
I
is
know,
this say
it's
that I
always
just completely was
assume it's a
unbothered?
gun.
Well, I grew up in a nice neighborhood, and in Brazil, gun violence is far less common than in America.
Yeah.
Yeah,
imagine.
most places.
Yeah.
We wake up to that shit for breakfast.
Yeah, it's like saying any number bigger than 0 is, larger than 0.
Yeah, it's like so not far-fetched. I told the kids today I was going to the car to get a piece of gum. I'll be right back. And they said, a gun? I was like, what?
I
piece of
assume
gun.
that this is why you don't like road rage, is because just assume that anyone around you in a car has a gun.
It is
Yeah.
I've had guns
frightening.
pointed at me for shit, like across
Stop.
cars and being like, "It's
Stop,
fucking
no way.
St. Louis, what the fuck do you expect, man?"
That's fucked up. Holy shit.
It's not often, but it has happened.
I do remember a very particular moment where I've never been in a gang. I want to make this very clear, but I know people that have.
Why are you prefacing it with that? Where is this going?
Because I know people that have been in gangs, like very gang affiliated people. And I remember me and my friends were hanging out somewhere, and then my friend was like, "Oh, blah 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 blah. I'm gonna head over there," and I said, "Oh, don't go there." And he was like, "Why?" I was like, and everyone just looked at him and said, and I've never seen people like say it was one of the funniest moments ever. We all started laughing because we all said at the same time. It was like 6 people in a group, all just went up and looked at me and says like, "They have guns over there," and we all chose that exact phrase at the same time. It was just like, I don't even know why. Like it was just like one of those moments where like everyone chose the exact same phrase. Like it wasn't even like someone said it's like they have guns, or like, oh, they carry guns. Like a lot of them have guns. Like everyone chose that exact phrase of like, they have guns over there. And then we all kind of like looked at each other like, what the fuck, hive mind?
All right, everyone is here. So, barring another conversation about firearms, we are good to start.
Which moon is in the sky again right now?
It is Shandora currently.
Okay, I am
It's me.
disabling the Xtella bonus for you.
Your mom. Your mom's so fat she's in the sky right now.
Damn!
At least I have a mom. Fucking
Anyway.
science project.
Your mom is so fat she's in the sky right now. Like, what the fuck is that?
I mean,
What does that
there's some
mean?
there's some really good your mom jokes. A couple that have stuck with me throughout the years are like, your mom's so fat her blood type's Nutella. Your mom's so fat she takes profile pictures with Google Earth.
No. Your mom's so fat that if you want to give her a Christmas hug, gotta start in September.
Yeah, that's a good one. Your mom's so fat when she walks in front of the TV, you miss an entire episode of Lost. I grew up in a different time, so Lost was more prevalent at the time.
What the fuck? I also was there for Lost. I didn't watch it.
You gotta
Neither-
update your joke to from.
I knew
Yeah,
about it. Especially since
could-
it got to Brazil like a little bit late, you know?
Yeah.
So it was around. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I couldn't watch it because my mom was crossing the TV. Oh,
Every night, same time. She had to make her nightly
yep.
crossing. It was like fording the river, you know, you gotta really plan ahead for it.
yep.
She started crossing, the episode was beginning. When she was done, it was ending already. Oh my god, okay, now that we have that out of our systems, thank god.
Is it really ever out of our system?
I hope so for the time being. Let's jump right into it. Our last session was consumed really by a conversation that the party had with Mr. Windranen, Mr. Marco Windranen, the renowned author who is one of Noah's favorites. Ral has also heard of him, but you know, it's not quite for her age. She doesn't quite get everything, so it's just okay about it. Mr. Windranen proceeded to do a bit of an assessment of the literary value of everyone's names for some reason, and then invited everyone to join him for some drinks at a nearby bar. A conversation was had in which he inquired about your adventures, and you were very wary about sharing specifics and details with him. While on the flip side, he confessed to you that he has been aware of the things that have been happening in the city and a little apprehensive about them. Though he didn't have anyone to confidently share it with. Now that he had met all of you, he requested your help in solving these issues, and also offered his aid in the form of, for one, perhaps introducing you to the people who are, well, rather getting you into the balls that have been happening in the bougie side of town, whenever you wish, if that is the lead you're willing to investigate. But also, since he is he's a very curious person, and he likes to hear many kinds of stories and study up on many kinds of subjects. He has offered that if you guys need information about something in the city, whether it be like the history of the city, some lore, some other miscellaneous information that could help you in your quest, you know where to find him, which is either at the bar that you met him in or in a nearby bar that the bartender will know to inform you, because he's like, well, I'm not going to hang out at the same exact bar every night. On the whole, some members of the party were very suspicious of Mr. Windren, and therefore not too much information was shared with him, and not very much was asked from him either. After a little bit of an extra assessment by Noah that found out that Mr. Windren is apparently a very, very healthy man.
Oh, he's very healthy, guys. He's like really hot.
I just had D&D crossover syndrome because on Sunday I had an insight on someone, and then Wednesday too. I just didn't.
Oh,
Holy shit.
100%. I was having the most deja vu during that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean? Like you mean the guy lady?
Oh, Akaza.
She's not what she's like. She's more than she's letting on.
Yeah.
And so is Windren, obviously. We just don't know what.
Of course, he's more than what he's letting on. He's a writer.
Or he's
he's
just a man.
Impossible.
I mean, yeah,
no shot.
We had a poll. I feel like this is relevant to the recap as well. We had a poll inquiring about what Mr. Windren actually is, and we had 0 votes for a vampire, 2 votes for something but not a vampire, 1 vote for a human who's up to some shady shit, and 2 votes, tying with the second option, to, against all odds, a completely normal man.
Because that would be hilarious, but I would also literally crash out on you. So
Yes, I have been threatened over this, and
You must be at least a little something.
but I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. Maybe we won't. I don't even know if it's relevant to the story at large. Who knows?
yo, man, I'm so serious. The crash out's gonna be crazy.
That's fine. I'm ready for it.
Yes.
But regardless, we are picking up right after that, as you guys had finished your little conversation with Mr. Windren and are now headed towards. I believe you were settled on jumping over the wall again.
Yeah.
Yes, Mizell was going to go take a look over the wall invisibly and then see what there was to see and get the rest of the group over there.
Was he doing that again?
Huh?
Was he doing that, or are we just getting over that?
The group is kind of right by the orphanage right now, and Mizell was getting ready to fly up invisibly, I do believe.
Okay.
But on the way there, Rala mentioned something interesting. So do we want to roleplay that out?
I wanted to verbally talk about that.
Yes, on the way there. So we're not there yet.
Yeah, I kind of like in my heart, the session kind of ended when you guys left the bar. We ended up going all the way to the wall, but I was always kind of like looking for my opportunity to end the session.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all a big mess in my head. But yeah, if you guys want to talk about Rala's comments on
that little thing came from the furnace. What exactly is the furnace?
Oh, it's a big building. They make stuff there. You know, it's right over there. It points to, presumably there's like smokestacks and everything coming from there.
Yeah, let me activate the day map. So the furnace would be a structure not unlike that big thing that you see in the picture. It's quite large, not as, completely towering over everything large as that thing in the picture, but it is very large and can usually be seen from most places in the city. It's this big wrought iron, steel, like building.
For, for the sake
Clearly
of
not
my
a
mind's eye,
residential building. Sorry, what?
for the sake of my mind's eye, would you say it's like scaled down by like 20%, 30%, or half?
I would say about half that size, yeah.
Half? Okay.
Maybe like
This is important for my
60%,
brain.
I don't know, yeah.
Okay,
But
I
what
can see it.
exactly do they make there? Just bits and bobs like this thing?
I mean, all sorts of stuff. You know, that points to like one of the heating units around town, and you know, those things, and the lights, and I think they make parts for houses too.
Yeah. Officially speaking, like they're not supposed to make too much at the furnace.
Oh,
It's maybe they have a forge or two in there, who knows? But its main purpose is to be an engine, essentially, like that runs the city's heating system.
well, okay. So the heat and the light, kinda.
But based on this finding, it's possible someone's using the forges there for unknown purposes.
Well, it's either that or they brought it all the way here. But that's a long way
From where?
from the garden.
The garden. Where?
The garden, and she just would point like as way over to. I guess that's the west, right?
But the west.
Yeah. So the garden, the dwarfs area. Yeah, they're big city.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, a dwarven
Map,
Oh,
activate.
Muscle garden.
Muscle garden. Pew.
Okay. Oh, the dwarven kingdom in the mountains. Okay. Yes, that is quite far away, and if they're gathering this many pieces, it's unlikely that they came all the way from there. So we can't rule it out. We should investigate the furnace at some point as well.
Yeah, that part of the music was so so good.
Can you ping the garden again? Oh, this way. Okay. I was looking the other
Good
direction.
lord.
Hmm.
Yeah, that is far.
Me when people say directions.
Literally,
It's to the left.
I look obviously to the
I even
right.
said west.
I'm blind as shit, man.
For a Tolkien fanboy, guy sure gets west and east mixed up.
West.
Oh,
Wait, that's a low fucking blow. How dare you?
I was waiting for you to catch up. I was like,
I didn't know which direction the blow was coming from. I got confused.
well, we'll have to keep the possibility it's from there in mind, but perhaps we should also check out what is the place called? Smithy?
The furnace.
The furnace. We'll have to keep in mind that maybe we'll have to check the furnace out.
Most definitely. Also, and I'm assuming we're kind of almost here at this point, I highly recommend we don't stray too far in the graveyard before we really know what we're getting into. Noah and I sensed some very, very strange things there earlier.
Well, I remember also we had discussed maybe I sent some of my familiars in first. Should we
I
wait
think-
a little further away and give them a chance, or do we just skip that part?
Why don't we do both? Your familiars are a little more visible, but you can send them in very small forms down into those catacombs that we saw, and I can survey from above.
Well, do vampires... do I know if vampires have flight?
Make a religion check.
Religion. Can I have advantage on this one or no?
You can, yeah.
Okay.
Seems
Oh
logical.
no, I started low today. Okay, better.
19. Not a very common skill. Like vampires, like we've been sort of like establishing, are fairly different in nature here. Like it's not like everyone gets the same set of benefits necessarily. So there are a few vampires here and there who have the ability to fly. Some of them, while transform into like these bat-like forms, other in just full bat form, and others just levitating in general. But it's not a universal ability or even a statistically prevalent one by any means.
Okay. Well, if you're gonna be surveilling the area from above, just be careful in case we're dealing with... Well, I don't exactly know how it works for them, but I assume maybe the older ones or the more powerful ones have access to flight. And even if you're invisible, that might not matter.
I'll be
Just-
careful and not get too low until we're sure what's going on. Do you have the ability to see invisible creatures?
Myself?
Yes.
No.
I do.
Well, then if you'd like, you can keep an eye on me.
I
Try
could...
not to stray too below the town wall.
Oh, Luna, I think you had my earring, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you give it to Myzel for the time being?
Plop. Plop, plop.
So, Myzel, if anything, I'll be checking in every so often.
Sounds like a plan. And Myzel will cast invisibility on himself and fly up above the wall.
And because I have the drought of Shindora's Kiss right now, and it's the moon of Shindora, I will freely cast the invisibility.
Wow.
Yeah. Her tattoo will sort of light up, and sort of a glow will trace up through her dress and to her eyes, and then it has the same glow as Shindora's moon.
Okay. You immediately
Does
see
it
a
glow
huge-
like... Sorry, continue.
No, I was just joking.
Oh. I was just gonna ask if that's like a bright glow, or if that's just flavor-wise.
It doesn't actually like create light or anything like that, but
Okay.
does flavor.
It's not mechanical glow. It's
Yeah.
This looks cool glow.
That's
Yes.
so fair. Yeah, I respect that.
And just before Myzel goes over the wall, Luna will sort of kneel next to Rala, sort of catching earlier. Rala said that she's totally not afraid of ghosts, and just sort of whisper, "Hey, are you okay to go to the graveyard if there are ghosts?"
She quickly shuts her eyes and says, "Yep, totally fine."
Is she being truthful?
Insight check the child.
I don't even mean this in any kind of
Yeah, no,
malicious way.
yeah, if you
It's
want
just
to,
like, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
I
go
mean,
for it. I'm just like, do we have to keep an additional eye on her, or is she like fine?
So you can tell. Sorry, there's a slight quiver in her voice, and she was very quick to shut her eyes about it.
I don't think Aluna would even make an insight check. I think she just kind of. I think she can just kind of tell. I think it's something was already sort of worried about. And she sort of just takes Rala's hand real quick. Says, "Hey, can you look at me?"
Looks up at her, opens her eyes.
And just sort of softly smiles and kind of leans into whisper. I'm not going to whisper because my mic will get fucked up. But she says, "You know, it's okay to be scared. I get scared all the time. The fact that you're doing it anyway means that you're really brave, Rala."
She'll sort of, gulp down and just kind of nod an affirmation of like, all right.
If you're ever scared, just hold my hand. I'll be right next to you. Okay?
Okay.
And Rala, if for any reason things don't go as planned, have this. And out of thin air, I'm going to pluck a little tiny white orb. I'm going to hand it to her. This holds a resilient sphere. So if you feel like you're in too much trouble and need a moment or need a safe way to get away, this will protect you from absolutely everything.
Takes it and just sort of nods at you like, thank you, Mr. Noah.
Of course.
I think you know this. Oh, go ahead.
What's the range and see visibility?
You say the range of?
Yeah, I asked what the range of the site is.
It just is. So I guess if it's bright enough to see, I can see.
That is such a weird.
I assume it's based off
of.
I wanna say it's based off of his actual vision or actual vision.
It's one of those where it's just like if I could see I'm pretty sure it's if I could see the horizon, I just can.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's not normally how they do things, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
See Invisibility might be the most underrated spell of all time.
No, it's great. It's not concentration either. It's just good.
Yeah, it's just good, forever far, and like
duration 1 hour is also crazy.
The only problem with it is that in combat, it costing an action can be kind of bad. Like you don't want to waste an action just turning it on.
Yeah, but like it's one of those like, hey, if you didn't think you see invisible things, then you probably should have,
Yeah. Anyway, as you're talking to Rala, you're kind of like, she's in your field of vision, and behind her there are like the rest of the city, the buildings. You're looking sort of in the direction of the wall itself. You see a thing, slightly translucent, kind of pale-looking thing peeking out from. Well, not peeking out. It's just looking at you, like standing. It looks like a. It looks like a person, but a person with like clearly, like decayed clothes and slightly rotting skin. Although all of that is in like tones of white, and it's not close to you, but it's standing there looking at you. I had initially described it as peeking out from behind like a a wall, but since it, it would assume that things can't see it anyway, so it's just kind of like looking at you.
How
Is it
far is
like-
it?
Oh, that's invisible. Sorry.
It's invisible, yeah. It would be around like 30 to 40 feet away from you. It's closer to the wall. Like it's sort of like, let's say it's between the space, like between the last building before the wall and the wall itself.
Can I clock what it kind of looks like, or like what it might be from this distance, or do I need to get a little closer?
From this distance, you can get it. You can you can't make out details exactly, but you can sort of see that it seems like a deceased person, like a corpse that is up. It's like this middle-aged man, slightly overweight, with clothes that are sort of like ripped to shreds in some places, and you're not sure if it's just the distance, but their eyes look like just sunken hollows.
And does it just look curious, aggressive?
Roll an insight check, but also roll a deception check if you don't want to react to it immediately.
Hmm. I guess actually one last thing before I make this check. Can I tell if this is on the ethereal plane or if it's in the physical plane?
No, you can tell it's an ethereal thing. I'm not going to call it the ethereal plane because that's not necessarily how things work, but it works like for all intents and purposes is an ethereal entity that is not visible to the naked eye. You can see like the little strands of ether that compose its body just floating out, which doesn't normally happen to physical beings.
I think instead of trying to gauge it then, Luna will just point, but she'll make it so the point is just her poking Rolla on the head. And she'll like whisper the message of, "Hello there.
Well,
What's your name?"
make a deception check.
A deception check.
Yes, because you just you just like talked to Rella and then saw a ghost, and you're trying not to obviously react to it to the others.
Oh, to the others.
Especially because you're talking to a child who's actually actively. Oof.
I'm lying.
Okay, yes. It's less that you're lying and more like Rala, like Luna is talking to you and being reassuring, etc. And then you see her very obviously look at something like behind you. It's not like Luna is necessarily scared of it, but she definitely saw something that she didn't expect to see.
How from Iluna's like, am I able to tell from Iluna's perspective, like how, like where is she aiming her greeting towards whatever this thing is? Like, can I tell that she's talking to something close, or?
I think with that bad of a deception check, I think you know where I'm looking, like the direction, because I think Luna was probably kneeling down next to Rala with like her hand on her shoulder, and then sort of clocked it and sort of kind of like looked past you, kind of over your shoulder, like sort of like squinting her eyes a little bit, since what was it, 40 feet? 40 feet is still like a little bit of ways in terms of like clocking a person.
Okay. I feel like she would instinctively just look towards that direction then.
You don't see anything immediately. But what was the message you sent again?
Luna said, "Hello there. What's your name? I'm Elena Shandora. I could be a friend."
the thing looks a little like it reacts sort of like with a little bit of shock, kind of like it wasn't expecting something to see it when it's not wanting to be seen, and begins sort of retreating. And as it moves, Rala, it's invisible, but when it moves, you can sort of like see the snow around the place sort of like behaving oddly, like shifting. There's sort of like a small glitchy effect in there.
Oh. Just whips her head back. No, just keep looking forward.
Okay.
What's it doing?
Roll.
Um,
Roll a will save, and Iluna, you can roll a persuasion check.
I apologize for my clarity. Are we already inside the graveyard?
No.
No.
Still outside, right? Like
You're
We're
in
by
the
the
city.
orphanage, like by the
right,
wall.
in the
Myself is fine enough.
city.
Yeah.
Okay.
Will
Okay.
was Wiz Charisma, right?
Yeah. It's intelligence or charisma.
Oh,
Are we like closest to the wall?
Yeah. The ghost is kind of just a few steps away from the wall, essentially. You guys are sort of like in the space, like around the orphanage, sort of like behind. The ghost is behind the orphanage, more or less. Iluna, the ghost seems to retreat a little, but it doesn't quite like flee. It just kind of like goes back, and is you see that as it moves, like its legs that had sort of stabilized, they begin to mesh together and form the classic like ghostly tail, and its body also seems to lose a little bit of its consistency and starts to like flicker a little. But it doesn't. It just takes like a couple of steps back and then stays there, sort of like alert. As for Rala, you are unnerved for the time being. It's not frightened or anything, but you are. The nerves are getting to you a little bit.
Can I clock that?
You would be able to tell that yes, Rala is trying to keep her composure, but is a little shaken.
so like a 4 for me. Would you say
A 4?
on the D4? Is that sort of like the same kind of feeling she would get?
Oh, I see.
You guys and your
That
secret shit.
general vibe.
Fine, then keep your secrets. I would say that yeah, except this is, it's not something you're. It's a little different than things that you're used to.
Gotcha.
But yes, it's definitely close to that.
Yep.
I think. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
That was just so. Yep. Just looking forward. Nope. Not turning her head again.
I think in that regard, though, Luna will stay sort of like crouched next to you. She won't move at all when the thing moves, and she keeps her eyes on it. Sort of glances at Rala and gives her like a something that I think Luna kind of does all the time is like this sort of calm, cool, collected. Like she was surprised to see something, but she doesn't seem worried at all. She doesn't make any sudden movements. She just kind of holds Rala's hand and says like, "Just keep looking at me. See? I'm completely relaxed. Let's have to have a conversation with something over there." And so I'll send another message. Don't want to harm you or anything. I'll stay right here and we can talk from a distance if it makes you feel better.
The thing kind of like stays where it is. It floats a little and then opens its mouth, and its mouth, like it had the shape of this middle-aged man, but the more it moves, the more it starts to look like a more bizarre form of that overall shape. And when it opens its mouth, like it opens more than it should open, like kind of like the jaw kind of like dislocates itself a little.
What the mouth do?
Shut the fuck up. And it says, and like, this creature is invisible, but it's not fully silent. So all of you hear this disembodied sort of like echoey voice, almost like it's being overlapped like 3 times over, saying like, in the common parlance, I don't know what to talk about. I don't know.
How about you tell me where you're from?
I'm from here.
From Great Hum or the Frosty Ends?
Yes.
Why were you watching us?
Living streets miss my home.
And where is your home?
It seems to point to the right, and then it points to the left, and then it points to a different spot. Kind of hear the wolf blades, less less ghostly voice coming from the armor. I can attest that it may be a bit difficult to remember things precisely in such a condition.
Do you have any suggestions?
Do you wish to lay this soul to rest, or do you wish to acquire information on our enemies?
Honestly, both. But if I had to choose, likely the former.
Perhaps you could ask how he died, and ask the Lady Commander to look into the city records. Perhaps there are things that can be made to put this soul to rest.
Do you know Chua?
Its body seems to kind of like twist around itself. Person.
I'm afraid you're no longer from this world, or for this world.
This information seems distressful to it.
I'm sorry. Can you try to remember how you might have passed?
my chest. It seems to kind of like it's really fucking scary. Like it's like kind of translucent ghost body. It's twisting around its own thing. One of its hands is like growing a little monstrous and grasping like at the left side of its chest.
I think Luna will look at Lilia to come come take over for me with like Rala.
Lily will come forward and kind of come on back this way. We're gonna head over here.
And she won't go that much forward, maybe something like 5 feet. And sort of hold out her hand towards the spirit, ghost, whatever it may be.
Roll a will save first.
Alright. I'm gonna bite the bullet.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's a D8. $16, dude.
Yes, it does. But what do you do to yourself to resist being unnerved by this ghost?
I think she bites her tongue.
Okay. You steel yourself through the pain and manage to keep your composure upon this naturally terrifying sight.
And just takes a breath. Let me try to lay you to rest. You must be tired.
Pain. My chest can't breathe. And then it kind of seems to stop like the movement that it was doing and begins to move away from you a little. Calling again. Calling me. Must go.
Who's calling you? Please, let me help.
It begins floating away from you and towards the wall. It was only like a couple of steps away from the wall, so it kind of begins sinking into the wall itself, since, you know, this thing is incorporeal. And let me think, what would it call? I think it would call it the ghost. The ghost calls. And it just sinks into the wall. You only see like a couple wispy traces of it.
Where does it seem to go? Like what sort of area? Or like...
Well, like, you guys were sort of like at the back of the orphanage around here.
Mhm.
So it kind of like just slinked into the wall itself.
So it's going like feels like it's kind of going towards the graveyard direction.
Yeah, that would be the graveyard's direction.
I kind of just turned to the others, kind of looking at Noah. It headed to the graveyard.
That is an excellent opportunity. Noah, what is your stance on ghosts?
They don't exist.
You didn't even see them.
I didn't see it.
But you were hearing it. Like all of the things the ghosts were saying, like that was out loud.
Right. What I had wanted to do, and you tell me or maybe you can guide me a little bit as to how distracted or unfocused I might have been. But when I was asking about how close we are to the wall, it's because I wanted to send my familiars in and kind of looking through them, guide them toward the what Maizel referred to as catacombs. So, I'd probably be kneeling, but my senses might not be here.
Okay, so during that conversation, you just clocked out into the familiars and we're sending them over the wall, right?
Right, yeah. And I mean, nothing really changes for me because there was an exchange with something that's not real, so I'm focusing on the
Is
things.
this some really weird thing you rolled on for a character trait?
Not even, I decided on it in the moment. I thought it was.
Just that I don't believe in ghosts.
Yeah,
Right.
no, Ghost was
I just
brought
want to
up.
make sure I can
And
clock
it's
your
like
dickhead.
he knows for a fact that he, or at least his original body was like a vampire, but he's like ghosts. No, that's where I draw the line.
I just
Absolutely.
want to make sure I know he's being a dickhead. Right.
Absolutely.
Internalizing that.
No, it was in the moment it happened, and I was like, how Danganronpa am I gonna go? Ghosts are not real. I don't give a shit. So
It's like saying gods don't exist every single day. It's like, well, we see them do stuff and, people use abilities, but sure.
yeah, they're just like us.
So did Maizel head up, like fly up the wall, considering that, or are you waiting for the familiars to be back?
I think Maizel would have already been gone. He was going to go at the same time as the familiar, so he turned invisible and flew up to the edge of the wall as Iluna was probably casting see invisibility before this conversation started. So he would be perched on the side of the wall, looking side to side for guards. And you can tell me if you think you would hear that conversation from below.
You would probably like, just since the ghost was talking out loud enough for people that were about 20 feet from it to hear, you probably heard like not the exact words, but you heard that there was a conversation happening with something that had a very weird voice.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
As I'm looking back and forth on the wall, do I see any of the town's guards?
Give me a perception check. And is Laura back yet?
I do not. I don't think so. But I will say this before she comes back, just for Maizel. As soon as Luna finishes that conversation, if she clocks him, she will message. There is a spirit that seems like restless, and it just headed towards the graveyard, saying something called it.
That was a 32. I accidentally rolled it as a self roll.
Yeah, I was like, why are you rolling like that? I can't see the result.
I forgot that it was on self because I was testing Lilia's
You
dice.
can
and then
make it private.
Yeah.
Reveal your roll.
No,
Okay,
it was meant to be public. I just accidentally made it. Or
That's
left
No, no,
it.
you
Thirty-
can
still
make
reveal it.
public.
You can reveal it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Reveal to others.
Oh, cool. There you go.
Oh.
There we go. Okay, just before you continue the conversation, what is Lilia's stance on ghosts?
I mean, I've seen enough weird stuff that I'm not necessarily surprised.
Okay, roll a will save.
If you don't believe in ghosts, you're not afraid of them.
It's kind of like I think Noah was on a strong enough level of denial and detachment from the experience that it wouldn't have gotten to him.
Will is in.
So, what type of damage does he have to take for you to?
It's not necessarily the fact that he doesn't believe in ghosts, but more the fact that he was on like his familiars and stuff. So he wasn't getting hit across the face with the evidence of ghosts being spooky. Know what I mean? But it's intelligence or charisma.
Yeah, and I
Why is everyone
figure
rolling privately?
Oh,
I-
yep, that's on me.
I just
Right
wanted
click and reveal to
to-
everyone.
Yeah, I just wanted to sync up my familiars with Maizel, so I'm just holding on that. But I assume if I'm maybe being shaken, like my shoulder being shaken, or I'm being directly spoken to, I might snap back and be like, what? So if Lilia then were to speak to me and tell me, it went towards the graveyard, then I'll react to that once I know what or how far my familiars might have gotten.
Okay. For Lilia, you only, you weren't seeing the ghost. You were only like hearing its incorporeal utterances. It seems like at that level, it wasn't quite enough to shake you up or anything.
My heebies are a little GB'd, but I'm okay.
Quite, yes. It's definitely not something you're used to, but it also didn't really get to you at this point. I'm gonna let you guys continue the conversation you were having if you wish. I'm just gonna grab a little bit of a glass of water because the ghost voice did a little bit of a number on my throat.
It was a good one though.
Thank you.
Uh,
I don't know how to
I
continue the conversation until I know.
I
How
do
far
send
got.
my Zelda information. I don't know if he
Okay.
doesn't and he talks back, but you have that now.
So you messaged Myzel?
Yeah, I told you that. Do you remember what I said? I don't feel like saying the whole thing again.
No.
It
Okay.
went toward the graveyard, essentially, right?
I said that there was a restless spirit. It headed towards the graveyard. It said that something called it, or something's calling it right now.
So
Okay.
just Aluna and Myzel are currently privy to that, though.
I think you are actually privy to, because it was like, it said it. I think we had a conversation loud enough where like you could tell that like
Oh, okay.
I was saying like where are you going, and I saw like, and I kind of like looking at where it went. But I will. I don't know. I can just share it to you anyway. I'll turn back and sort of walk next to you. It's made its way to the graveyard. Something's calling it.
Well, I guess this is the place to beat it at, then.
Hopefully, we can get rid of those ghostly nightmares that it's seeing. Kneel back down to Rala. See? Right as rain.
She would have been covering her ears when the it began talking loud enough to be heard. But after seeing Ilona walk back and sort of rejoin, she would have taken her hands down and, ugh.
You're okay. I'm okay. Just sort of gently play with her hair. Don't worry, you got us here.
Okay. Just trying to like psych herself up a little bit, the breathing in, breathing out.
Psych!
I think Aluna will be doing that. You know how like when you were a kid and like something crazy might be happening?
Yep.
And your parent would just be sort of completely even? To the point where you're kind of like wondering like, are you seeing the same thing I'm seeing?
Ah, yes, overcompensation.
Yeah.
Okay,
And-
Miss. Ooh, go ahead.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Aluna's just sort of giving this air of just like, it's fine. Unbothered, not worried.
Cross
Just
driving.
motivated. Just driving.
We're thriving. Mr. DM,
Yes.
what does Myzel see on the wall? Because that'll determine his next action.
Yep. I'm gonna get to your perception check, and well, I guess Lua's little critters are flying over the wall, so we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, I'm gonna send 3 bats.
3 bats.
Yeah. I'm flexible and shit, so I'm gonna, before I tune into their senses, just gonna kneel down on the ground, kind of near the rest of the party, and place a hand in the snow. And I'll have some of the snow kind of begin to magically crawl up my hand and shape itself into 3 bats. And then I'll lift my hand off the ground, and the 3 bats are hanging upside down off my hand, and I'm gonna look at them, whisper to them, scout it out carefully, and hoist them toward the graveyard before
Are
I
they gonna
then...
be white bats or normal
N-
colored bats?
See, I've been thinking about this because...
Yep.
And I think I'm not a complete fucking moron. So I'm gonna color them naturally black, brownish.
But
They just
Begrudging.
roll around in the dirt real quick after, even though they're made of
exactly,
snow.
like begrudgingly. I know, like, I want them to just be pure white like the snow, but
I want them to be white.
I want them to be Caucasian, but I know they'll be easier to
is that?
spot.
Over here.
It's called He Does the Salute.
Yeah.
I mean,
The Roman salute is
He was ju-
performed.
he
I
was
mean,
just,
Noah Westergaard.
I mean, maybe if they're white, they have easier access into places. I don't know, but
Oh my god.
I'm gonna have them just be their natural colors so as to not
Yes.
stand out.
What's
Blend
crazy
in.
is ever since I've turned white, I can legitimately tell you I've had an easier time in life.
I do
Listen.
not doubt it.
Yeah, listen, I ain't joking.
It's so disturbingly much easier. I'm like, oh, no one looks at me anymore.
Well, after this brief exploration of, racial issues, Maisel, you don't see any guards patrolling the area. You only see, like, off to sort of like a little bit of a... I don't know if I want to call it an outpost. It's just like a small, like, concrete block that has exactly the space for one person just be sitting there. You see a guard, like, not snoring, but he's clearly not keeping watch in the best of manners.
Okay.
It's just kind of there.
So I'm kind of on the wall right here. That tower is where?
I'm imagining it to be, like, sort of on this corner.
On that corner type thing. So it's a good, like,
Yeah.
40, 50 feet away or so as well.
About so, yep.
Okay. So in that case, let's see. And then does he immediately see anything down in the graveyard itself?
Make a perception check.
Okay. You're not gonna just roll the other one over?
Sorry, what?
You're not just gonna roll the same one over? Fine.
20. Let me...
Can I use my sorcery feat to try and re-roll that?
What does your sorcery feat say?
It's the one where you, like, if you fail TM a perception or like a check, you can re-roll it by spending a sorcery point.
I hate those.
It's yeah, I know. It's our most hated one. And, like, in Maisel's mind, at least, that he's like, I didn't get a good enough look. I was concerned about that guard. Let me refocus again.
Okay, I'm gonna leave this up to, like, sort of like a popular vote. Do you guys think it would be fair if any of those features that relate to failing on ability checks, instead we went like, oh, if you roll, like, below a 10, you can use the feature to reroll or something like that? Rather than it being about failure, just being about rolling low.
That's fine with
Like,
me.
roll a natural 10 or lower, you can re-roll it.
Almost
Yeah,
have it
exactly.
Be kind of like a reliable talent sort of dupe.
Yeah, but like, you actually need to spend the feature instead of just
Yeah.
getting
As
to
opposed
reroll
to
it.
just being a rogue and being built like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's just that good.
Just being built like that.
And
As-
if you reroll it, you can still roll, like, below a 10, and then you're done because you can only
Yeah.
reroll once. It's
because
just that I
I'm-
find it so shit to be like if you fail the ability check, and I'm like, but I work with the grace of success.
Agreed. Like, as for me, because maybe I have a different perspective from running game now, my chronal shift, I only use it if I feel that maybe my roll wasn't good enough. I'd try not to let you answer before I decide. So, like,
Yeah.
I make that
Which is
decision
always
myself.
a
Yeah,
fun
it's like,
thing.
Right, so like it could be good enough, but if I have a feeling it might not have done it, then I'll use it. I don't know if that's like the correct way to do it, but I don't want to put you on the spot and be like, you failed, and then just say, ha, fuck you, I'm gonna do it again.
I don't
Yeah,
have an opinion.
Yes. So for your 20, like if you asked me for my opinion, I'd say you decide if you think that's good enough or not without
Yeah, because
the
that's a
DM.
natural 2 and a natural 7, and in my opinion, I'm not here for that. I want higher. So I'm
Yeah,
willing
then-
to spend the point to redo it.
Yeah, you can do it in that case.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Like I'd prefer not
Wait, why are you
Mm.
rolling 2 dice again?
just
Is
one.
that
Yeah,
not
you just
technically
reroll.
doing- I thought my feature just like redid the whole check.
No, it doesn't. None of the features that you reroll dice just redo the whole check, so you get advantage again or disadvantage again. You just reroll the final outcome.
Okay, well the first
Well-
roll was the 19 that comes to the 32.
Yeah, the first was a 19.
Yeah. Okay. Noted for next time.
Okay, you look below, and a couple of things. The graveyard itself, it's at night. What is the range of your dark vision?
I doest believe 60.
Okay, 60. It is. What was the height of the
Wall
wall
was
again?
30 feet high.
Yeah,
So I should be
okay.
able to see almost everything, with maybe like the far edge getting a little bit hazy.
Yeah. Damn, I didn't realize dark vision was that far.
It's
Like
60 naturally,
60
and then superior is 120.
Yeah, 60 feet is a lot. Anyway,
Can I argue for 120 because I have both
Nope.
Dampier and Elf?
can I argue for no? No, you can't.
Maybe not.
I actually
Well,
have
guess for my
120.
next feat, I'm taking Eldritch Adept.
God damn it.
I actually have 120 right now because of the moon.
I have a lot of. Is this character? No, I don't know. Whatever. Sorry, I'm getting confused with my characters now. Move on.
Anyway, you look below, and it is dark. But Shandora's light is actually quite potent too. So even though it's dark outside, it wouldn't be complete, full, total darkness because Shandora is really bright. It's not,
Mm-hmm.
you know, a normal night under Shandora is kind of like those incredibly bright full moon nights with no clouds in the real world. So a full moon from Shandora is even brighter than that. You look, and there is quite a bit of movement in the graveyard for this time of night. There are a few people moving about. A couple of them seem to be right by the entrance to the mausoleum, which is open, by the way. The door seems to be open.
Okay.
And there is this faint light, like red light, coming from it. The image that I sent was like the light was mostly for spooky purposes, but actually there is a red light coming from its singular entrance right now. And a little bit of like, those smoke that hangs like near the ground, like not spreading out in the air, but just hanging near the ground. That is spreading from the mausoleum itself. There seems to be, and like I said, there's some activity. Like there are people around on the grounds. I'm not sure if you would be able to tell exactly what they are doing from this distance, though.
Mm-hmm.
You also hear sort of like it's music. It's a little dampened. It's kind of like when you're passing through a club and there is loud music playing, and you can hear it, but it's not like full on. But you are hearing music. It's just sort of guitar sounds.
Mm.
And also,
It's Freebird.
you see about 10 feet below your height and some 20 feet away from you, sort of like horizontally, a floating eye.
Oh.
Seems to be looking at you.
Me. Cool. Cool. Can I assume? I'm assuming I don't even need to roll to understand it. It sees me peeking up
It
over the
is-
wall.
Yeah, it is a singular eye. It's a little larger than a normal eye would be. It's kind of like the size of a fist.
Mm-hmm.
And it's looking at squinting a little bit because it's also like snowing. The eye is slightly camouflaged. It is this bloodshot eye that is slightly dripping with some sort of liquid. It has like this a green sclera. It's looking directly at you.
Cool. Do I dare try and cast the invisibility, or do I just immediately drop back down? No one else below is like giving me a look, right? Just that funny looking eye.
Yeah, there's that eye floating in midair, closer to where you are, and the people down below are kind of like going about their business. They're the two blokes posted about the door. Some others seem to be crouched down at the ground, and one of them seems to be doing something on the dirt.
Well, before the eye or whatever is looking through it can alert anyone to Maizel's presence, he's just gonna kind of swear under his breath and drop back down to where his allies are.
Okay, you are dropping back down to where your allies are, and in the meanwhile, Noah's bats are floating over the wall and going to the graveyard, right?
Yes, please.
We hear several gunshots.
Yeah, right.
Boom, boom. Roll perception
gunshots.
for the bats.
Perception, you said?
Perception, yes.
As the bats or myself, because I'm looking through the bats.
I'm gonna have you roll perception 3 times, sort of. I'm thinking way too much about this. It's supposed to be simple. But I'm kind of like, well, if you're using your intelligence to kind of like triangulate the bats for like better coverage, then
So essentially, what I would like to do is send the bats out, get a bat's eye view, and then slowly but surely send them down to the catacombs. So
Okay.
if that helps in your decision, then that's the kind of plan that I have in mind.
Well, you can roll perception with whichever perception is better, yours or the bats.
I somehow had the impression that bats had some sort of benefit to
Echolocation.
Well, they have
Owl.
echolocation.
they
Owls
in-
have advantage in perception checks.
unless this is just incorrectly updated. 25 doesn't give them anything. They just have bite, attack,
Oh.
and then they have blind sight 60 feet, but no like advantages or anything of the sort.
They have keen. They used to have keen hearing.
Yes, I remember that.
I think they no, they didn't have flyby, did they?
They had keen
Mm,
hearing and echolocation.
Yeah, flyby was owls. I remember that much.
Owls don't. Owls only have flyby now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
Flyby.
why are they just gutting creatures that were already just sort of whatever?
Yeah.
I mean, owls were fucking overpowered compared to the others.
Were they? Were they ever really like overpowered?
Yes, owls were.
Or was
the
everything
best.
else underpowered?
No, yeah, okay, yeah. If that's sort of my argument, right? Owls were the best familiar option by a mile. I'm like,
Yeah.
and the answer is not nerfing owls. It's buffing everyone else.
Yeah. By virtue of just not being useless, they were the best.
I see what you mean. I agree.
Yeah. That's
But anyway,
we agree.
I'm just gonna
bats.
roll. I want to roll as
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think
Yeah.
of like what benefits in real life bats have because I kind of want to just give it to them. I'm like, you poor child, you can have it.
Yeah, I mean, I think for sure echolocation is cool. The main thing that I would care about from the like regular stat block here would be the blind sight, because
Yeah,
that seems really helpful.
I mean, the blind side is echolocation.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
That's what the blind side is doing essentially.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like, what else are bats good at? Are they good at hiding? I guess maybe, right? Like they're tiny and they can like blend into their surroundings.
You ever seen a bat
Depends.
swim?
No.
They can.
It's really cute. It's like the cutest thing I've ever seen, like a bat swimming.
Okay, I'm gonna give the bat like proficiency in stealth, and that's it. I'm calling it there. But you can give me like perception check with the bat.
Okay, I'm gonna roll as the bat then. They have +1 mod. That's great. Let me just check what I have. I have +2. I mean, it's like, so whatever.
Yeah, it's a little better.
Bat 1. Hell yeah. Bat 2. Oh my god.
Damn, these bats are gaming.
The third one is gonna be blind as fuck. Oh, this popped 3 times. That's awesome. And 4 times. Wait, I rolled like a god. What?
It popped so many times, I think, because we were experimenting with the macro, and everyone has permission on it right now, and so it played once for every single person in the game.
Things are broken.
I kind of like that though.
It's funny.
It's funny the first time, but it's getting old. Okay, the bats get sort of like the same overall overview as Maizel, though they are not capable of spotting the eye that was just floating there. They kind of like just fly right through, right by it without noticing the eye's presence. Since you're approaching more, though, the bats can get a bit of a closer look at what the people on the graveyard are doing. There seem to be 2 fellas posted by the very large door to the mausoleum that is now open. They have their arms closed and are posted by the entrance. They have a very bouncer sort of vibe. There is one fellow that is crouched down, kind of like by one of the sides of the mausoleum, who is puking, is throwing up.
Hell yeah.
Another one is sort of like squatted down, sort of like hugging his knees in like fetal position and trembling. And you see a larger figure, which is, as you get closer, you notice is the gravekeeper that had previously met you. He seems to be in the process of digging up one of the graves, but he seems to be doing it kind of slowly and a bit falteringly.
As in, like, he doesn't seem like he wants to be doing that?
Roll me an insight check. You did pretty well on your perception. The bats can get a pretty solid view.
What do you mean pretty well? I rolled as well as I fucking could.
That's kind of true, yeah.
Yes.
Not the most insightful, though.
No, that was awesome.
Yeah, he's kind of like, seems like he pauses a little bit and then pushes a little bit and then pauses. It's kind of hard for you to actually gauge why he's doing that.
Okay. But sorry, when you say falteringly, what exactly do you mean? I'm not sure if I'm understanding.
I say that he's doing a little bit of effort, and then it seems like he stops for a second.
Gotcha.
And then inhales and goes for a little bit of push and takes a little bit of earth out. But from your perspective, he could be tired. He could be distracted by something. He could be
Under someone's mind control.
yeah, as you said, he could be hesitating or something like, or he could be being controlled by someone who is not controlling his actions super precisely. It's many possibilities.
Gotcha. Okay. So a couple people throwing up, bouncers, and this fella. Mausoleum doors are open. Are there any other bats in the vicinity, like flying about?
Yes, there are a few. I'm gonna activate the graveyard like map again. But there's this large tree in the middle.
Graveyard's a hot store.
Raleigh, get out of there!
Rala, why'd you go without us?
A child.
I just see Rala in there already, like, what the fuck did I miss?
But
it's so creepy. You just see a ghostly Rala twist its head to look at you and then disappear.
why did you let me die?
Fuck.
She says, ghosts are real.
Do you believe me now, bitch? You see a few bats perched on this the tree over there. Solid number of them.
Okay. So none of them are really flying about?
A few of them, yeah. Like some of them eventually like unperch from the tree, fly and grab like a little bit of fruit, etc.
Okay. But they're mostly kind of centered around this tree.
Yeah, kind of. It seems like that's their hangout spot, sort of.
Right. I am going to send one of the bats to the tree to hang out for a moment, and I'm gonna send two of the other bats toward two of the catacombs.
Gonna label them. Let me.
Yes.
Here. 1, 2. Fuck. 3. And where was the other? Where the fuck is the other?
Were there four?
Yeah, there are four. There are 4 crypts, but perhaps this map is not very good at giving me 4 crypts.
You can make
Four
this one
crypts
maybe
that I
like a
wished.
crypt.
No, I'm gonna make this one the crypt.
I thought when we
4.
scouted it during the day, you said there were only 2, because we only looked at 2 things.
No, because
you
you saw
investigated-
someone. Yeah, you saw two, and I remember I checked out two.
Yeah, you investigated 2 of them, but there were 4 of them.
Okay.
Okay, so those are the crypts number 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're sending your bats towards 2 of them, right?
Yes, I'm gonna send them both towards the ones that I had checked out, because I hadn't really seen the ones on my Zell's end. So I'm gonna focus my efforts on the ones that I know are there, where they are, and know the entrances to.
Yeah, the ones you had checked are 1 and 2, right?
Correct. And then the third bat is gonna hang out by the tree. And once the other 2 bats have done some investigating, I'll have the third bat fly into the mausoleum.
Okay. Bats number 1 and 2, they fly into those places. It's far darker in there because the moonlight only reaches so far. The gates are like I had described, like they're these like fence gates are locked. But you know it's not a problem for a bat to get in. They begin flying down. It's this kind of like tight space. The stairs leading down are just like carved into the stone itself. There aren't like proper steps. And to the sides are just like caverns, rocky caverns. But every certain distances, you can see like there are small corridors to the sides, like these small little tunnels. A person could probably fit in there, but they would be crouching a little bit. Do you have the bat just go straight down, or do you want them to investigate these things as well?
Take a closer look here first. Kind of flying at a safe distance from the ground, acting all bat-like, but looking down.
Did you
Acting
say the
all
gates of the
bat-like.
mausoleum or the gates of the crypts are open now?
No, they are closed.
Okay, still closed.
Shall I roll something? Or is that rolled over from before?
The bats go into these smaller tunnels. They kind of like go a certain distance, and they find a small gallery. With coffins kind of built off rock itself, like kind of like carved into the stone, and then
Gotcha.
like these small like stone urns. It's a pretty small entrance there. They're pretty much just coffins around this place, and then it goes back to the main staircase leading down.
Okay. No movement here.
Nope.
So I'm still kneeling next to my friends, but I'm going to, as Noah, just with my left hand, suddenly point down. 2 fingers pointing down toward the ground, and the 2 bats will descend.
Imagine as that's happening, Mizell is kind of landed back on the ground and is panting for a moment. And he'll say, "Our cover's blown. There's a strange floating eye that spotted me even though I was invisible."
Well, looks
And
like you probably won't be going over tonight then.
is it a physical eye or a magical eye?
It looked pretty physical. It was dripping some sort of liquid.
Sort of.
He was crying.
Definitely didn't look like tears.
I can't talk right now.
True. Wait, can't you?
I'm not locked in on my body. My senses are elsewhere.
Well,
I thought
you can
even
talk,
when you
you just can't
extend
hear.
your
I mean,
senses.
I can talk, but
Oh,
You
true,
can
true,
talk
true.
shit,
talk,
you
but
just
he
can't
can't-
hear the response.
yeah.
He can't hear what Mizell is saying right now.
Yeah, so my comment was just
Mhm.
ignore.
Mhm. But the mausoleum's open and there's multiple people going around. Worth seeing what Noah finds out with his familiars.
And we head back to the familiar camera. The bats keep going down. They find a little bit more of these entrances. Some of them looking more ancient than others. But once they eventually reach the bottom, like they reach like they keep going down and they find like this central thing. The steps actually get a little more like actual steps, like built of stone. And they fly into this area that is this, kind of like a hall with a few columns. It's still not very large. It's kind of like cramped in here. But there is kind of like a coffin at the far end of the room, and to both sides of where the bat can see, there are 2 small adjoining areas that also have coffins in them.
Just
One of the bats.
sorry. Okay, cool.
One of the bats, as it is.
I jumped the
nearing...
fucking gun. My bad.
Yeah, no, it's fine. As it is nearing this area, but not quite at the bottom, it sees a person, kind of like it seems like it's this looks to be around 17 or 18 or 18 years old boy with a few like Ursine traits, kind of like it's a bear, Lagoose kind of person. Frantically trying to climb up. You can clearly tell this guy can't see shit. Like it doesn't have like the benefits of dark vision, magical or otherwise. He's just grasping in the darkness, trying to like climb his way through the steps. He's crying, like his there's snot coming out of his nose like everywhere. He's clearly like scared out of his wits, and just screaming and trying to climb up this stairs. But both of your bats don't really see anything alive or moving. Seems like a crypt.
I'm gonna have these two bats settle in for the time being. So I'd like them to just find a spot that seems suitable for bats. Or well, I'll find the spot and I'll have them rest there for a moment.
Okay.
Then I'll focus all my attention on the third bat that is going to fly into the mausoleum, be it through a crack in the wall, through the open doors, maybe a little bit odd. Is there maybe a window with a crack or anything that might not be the main entrance? And if there's nothing but the main entrance, then I suppose we'll take a little look-see. Actually, before I do commit to that bit, just let me know if there are cracks in the...
Make an
Anyway.
investigation check.
Okay. Oh, baby. Okay.
The bat circles through the mausoleum, flies around, tries to take a look. Is there a remnant of window here? Is there a little bit of a crack in the wall? Is it a little, is there a loose brick here? And doesn't actually find anything. This building seems quite well preserved.
Okay.
There's
gonna
only
have
a
it-
front entrance.
I'm gonna have it settle in, like, here, one of the ledges. Just
Okay.
hang there. And I'm gonna...
As I mentioned to myself,
Oh.
it's hearing some music, and the music seems to be coming from inside the mausoleum.
Okay. What kind of music?
Let me just make sure I'm not talking out of my ass.
That would be an impressive skill to have.
It's kind of like dance rock.
Dance rock.
It's the graveyard.
It is the graveyard. Yep.
Yeah, but it's got like this it would be technically like I guess like metal, but it's not like those hard metal. It's like light metal,
Right.
like soft metal.
Okay. I'm gonna have it settle in here on one of the ledges. Just hang. I'll
Okay,
wait
just
for a
hang
moment to
back.
see if that causes a response from any of the bouncer-looking individuals or anyone else.
They kind of, one of them looks at the bat, but then looks back, and just keeps minding their own business.
Okay. I'm gonna tune out of their combined senses for the time being, and still kneeling, I'll tune back to the others. Alright, investigation so far is... how should I put it? Inconclusive? The crypts really just seem to be crypts. I see only... fuck, what's the word? Blah, blah, blah. Not tombs.
Graves.
Mausoleums?
Nope. The thing with a lid, where people coffin. Thank you. Yes, I see only coffins, and there's music coming from the big building, the mausoleum. I could send the bat in, but the only way in is through the main door, which might be a little odd. But should I risk it?
Let's do that last so that we get an idea of what else is around. Could you see what the other people are doing?
Oh, you're back. Did you find anything?
I was spotted. There's an eye of some kind watching above.
A physical eye.
Yes, did your bats not spot it?
I think you said they didn't, right?
Said what?
I
The
think you
bats
said
did not spot it, yeah.
Nope, none
yeah,
of the bats
yeah.
saw the eye.
Wasn't really focused on a single eye in the sky, if I'm honest.
Fair. Anyway, I think it's too dangerous for me to try to take a look unless I were to quickly go back up and take a look while I can see invisible things. Said there was a ghost that went through the wall.
A what?
It was called back to the graveyard.
Like a spirit was called back to the graveyard?
I'm not acknowledging you right now. It's too serious.
But by what? I didn't see anything in
Not
there.
talking to him.
It was invisible, supposedly.
The ethereal plane.
My
Oh.
bats can't see that.
What?
Do you know? Do you know where it might have gone? I mean, scratch that. I wouldn't be able to see it anyway.
The graveyard.
You didn't see any kind of undead down inside the crypts? Like we spotted a hand and some eyes earlier today?
Nothing of the sort. Although I did see a few people that seemed to be partying. Well, they were having one hell of a party. There were a few throwing up. And there was one that caught my attention a little bit more. Seemed to be digging up some sort of grave. Looked... how do I describe it? Kind of turned to look at Rala. Oh, I guess its movements were kind of mechanical. Hesitant, maybe afraid, maybe mind-controlled. I mean, we've dealt with that before, so that's what immediately came to mind. And also, now that I'm thinking about it, his demeanor reminded me a little bit of maybe the woman's that you and I saw earlier. Do you remember?
I do. Although she didn't seem quite mechanical, she seemed panicked when that sound happened.
Maybe she had more free will because it was the day. I don't know. I'm spitballing, honestly.
And then above the table, did you say something? I heard something about like a screaming youth. What was that?
Like a what?
You said something
Like
about
a
someone
sobbing,
screaming?
crying youth.
What?
Like the little boy. The Ursine Lagoose, you said?
Oh, oh, right. I thought you meant that Mizell heard that. And I was like,
No.
when?
I'm just did Noah. What was that? And is Noah telling us about it?
Yeah, it was this this Lagoose like young man, like crying, sobbing, throwing up, desperately trying to bumble his way up the stairs, and he was pretty fucking deep. Like, it's gonna take that kid like a few minutes to reach the surface.
That was down inside the crypt.
Inside the
Yeah.
second one. Now, when
Yeah.
you say youth and kid, you mean like Rala age?
No, a little bit older, but clearly like kind of like pubescent.
Mm-hmm. I have no reason to withhold it, but also
Oh, I forgot one thing. Damn.
yeah. Throw that at me while I think.
It's pretty important. Both of your bats would have seen kind of like markings on the floor of each of those crypts.
As in directional markings or like runic carving-ish, arcane carvings?
Yeah, they seem to be, circles, patterns of some sort.
Gotcha. Yeah, in that case, rolling back a little bit to the crypt descriptions. Besides the coffins, there were also some, what, just from the quick bat's eye glance that I had, I could say were probably arcane circles of some sort, although I don't exactly know what purpose they served. And one more thing, don't be immediately alarmed because we'll have to think carefully about what to do. But deep down within one of the crypts, I saw a young Lagoose crying, trying to make his way out of the crypt. I could try to guide him upward with my bat.
Was the door to that one locked or the gate locked?
Everything's locked still. I'm not sure how he got in there, why he's in there, but seemed desperate to get out. Now, if I had to make some sort of wild guess, these runes are probably part of the reason why that kid is in there. Maybe it's a sacrifice, maybe it's a transformation like we've been discussing.
Should try to save him if we can. Do you still have a bat in there? Can you keep an eye on him?
My bats are currently stationary. 2 of them down inside a crypt and the other one hanging out by the mausoleum. I didn't want to rush.
Let me go back up and see that which is unseen. And he will drop his invisibility and cast see invisibility and fly back up to the top quickly.
Mm-hmm.
To take another look at what might be revealed by the ethereal plane and that which normal eyes cannot see.
You see the same eye, still just gazing in your direction and moving.
If he comes up, if he comes up in like a different spot, like 10 feet further down the wall, does it seem to like immediately latch onto him? Like the new direction?
Seems like it. Sort of what?
I was gonna say, does he try stealthing?
Yeah, I mean, this time he knows it's going to be there, so he's going to like see if he can go down a little bit further down the wall and like avoid where it's looking.
Like a
Or
boar.
where
It's
it
not
was
looking in a static direction. It seems to be moving.
Okay. Can
Sauron's
he attempt
eye.
to hide from it?
Can what?
Can he attempt to hide from it?
In what way?
Like barely peeking his head up over the edge of the wall, just enough to
Yeah, if you
like,
keep to the wall, if you don't go over the boundary of the wall, then you have a hiding spot.
Okay.
But it's also pretty hard to see below from there.
He's like, so you know how like it had the walking spot?
Yeah.
He's like creeping up over the edge into the walking spot and then peeking his head over from there so that he can see down into the graveyard.
Yeah, no, I know. Still like a little bit of a trade-off of visibility for discretion. But you can roll a stealth check.
Let's go.
Nice.
17. Let me take a look. Okay. You you peek out from behind that thing, and the eye does not seem to be glancing in your direction. It seems to be, sort of like not rotating, but flicking in many directions, like sporadically. As for the ground below, you don't see anything out of the ordinary. Nothing invisible, nothing like that.
Okay, so I don't see where that ghost may have gone or any other ghosts in the area.
No, seems the ghost has not gone there, at least hasn't lingered there if it did go there.
Okay. Ba-da-ba-ba. Since he's already visible, he'll point down to Illuna and cast message and say, I don't see any ghosts. The eye hasn't spotted me yet. Try to keep an eye on things, but we need to know what that youth is up to and get them out if possible, and see what we can see into the mausoleum itself, I think.
Only way to do that is either to get rid of the eye or just to ignore it and go through the graveyard anyway.
I could try to destroy it, but then they'll know that someone's here.
They already know that you're here.
Fair enough. Guess. Do we want to risk kicking the ant's nest?
They know what we're up to now. Hold on. If we're gonna do it, I'll help you.
Wait. Well, that's all in your heads.
Well, Luna will gesture to him to come back down, actually.
Okay, he'll combination spider climb fly back down the wall.
I already knows we're here,
Mhm.
so if we're going to go in, we have to get rid of it.
How about we go step by step here? Move one chess piece at a time. I'll try to get the kid to the entrance of the crypt. And then we'll try to find our way in, or force it. Whichever.
If I can merely touch his hand through the bars, I can get him out. I just have to fly down fast enough and then cast my spell.
We'll
How
have
far
to
down from the top of the walls to the thing? If he made it up there, how far down is it?
How far down? What, from the top of the wall to the graveyard?
To like if he made his way up to that to the bars.
The bars?
The top. Well, actually, I could teleport down to the bars as well. It just requires more magic to get him out.
The bars, you mean the ones in front of the crypt?
Yes.
Okay. It's 30 feet down to the ground, so god damn it, I really should have paid more attention to math class.
We need.
Is it more than 90?
No, it's not more than 90.
Okay, that's
Probably
all I
not.
need to
Probably
know.
not.
Let me very simple.
mean, Maybe it is. I don't know. Actually, probably is.
Okay, never
Yeah,
mind. Then.
based on the map here.
Ooh,
Yeah, the
okay.
measuring tool, right?
I have an
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, it is. It is more than 90.
Okay.
I can get in there invisibly. And then get him out once he's in position.
Did the eye not spot you when you were invisible already?
It did, but when I went up very slowly and carefully, it did not notice me. So,
Okay.
Can
You
And
also
then I
had a
created
place to
quickly.
hide.
Yeah.
I must like.
Was it looking down or only up and around?
It was looking around itself.
Okay.
And like I'm just making this clear because if you fly over the wall and you're
Mhm.
just flying, you will not have a chance to make a stealth check
Yeah,
because it
yep.
will not be covered.
I know. Okay.
Can you distract it?
Well, I can probably avoid it. I don't have to fly over. I can teleport down into the graveyard. And then I can get over to the crypt invisibly and then get him out.
Okay,
Or we can destroy the eye and let all hell break loose.
let me try first to see if I can even, in bat form, have the kid trust me and follow me to the gate. Cool.
Go for it.
All right.
I'll watch
And,
the situation from above and have Illunas, or you can send me a message when it's time.
I shall close my eyes once more, and I'm going to tune specifically into the bat that was close to that kid.
Okay. Was the bat stationed at the bottom?
Wherever I had last had them look around, I had stopped them there and just hang around.
Whatever you would.
Wherever I had last left them in my investigation, that's where they are still.
Yeah. Well, the kid is not in the bottommost room. It would have to fly up the stairs a little bit. By this time, the child has made a little bit of progress.
Sure.
But not a lot. It's still crying, frantically trying to make its way up the stairs. Do you want to help it?
I want to first approach in bat form and kind of circle its head a couple times and then hang somewhere and just tilt my head at the kid, at him. Just
Not
see
for
how he
nothing.
reacts.
I just
That might
realized.
scare him more.
Yeah, this might be terrifying.
I know,
Yes.
if he's dealing with vampires, then the bat might be frightening. That's why I suggested let me try if he even responds to this in a positive way. Because I'm
Okay,
If he
thinking.
responds in a negative way, chase him up the stairs.
Yep.
Okay, the bat presents itself to the child. Do you try to put it ahead of him, behind him?
Because I already had that sneaking suspicion that this might not be the most appropriate form to approach this kid in this situation with, I'm gonna stop behind him, fly around his head, and then position myself behind him. So if he
Okay.
runs, he doesn't run into the bat, hopefully, unless he has fucking
He runs
flight or
back
fight.
up the stairs.
Yeah, bro has flight or fight and chooses to fight. I don't know. Hope he doesn't.
Yeah, the bat approaches the kid, and it's sort of it can see, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it hears the wind flapping behind it, and this poor kid, man, just kind of goes and accelerates. Accelerates towards the surface, but also it's running quite sloppily and in the dark. Let me just it falls. He falls.
Hang on, give me 1 second.
Kind of trips over, falls on the ground. You see it hits its he hits his knee pretty hard.
I'll get hit.
No. He does
I don't know
the thing that kids do, where you go up the stairs on all fours.
Yeah, exactly. It's not it. Why do I keep calling him in?
Yeah, why do you keep doing that? It's making me
know.
nervous.
I don't know.
Not a human. Kill it.
Yeah, literally, I'm off put.
He is a Lagoose. Don't
I don't know.
misgender him.
That's a race. You racist.
God damn it! It's my own race.
You're a Lagoose?
Yeah, I identify as a cat boy.
Okay.
So real and true.
Definitely
He-
is out
Identifying
here.
as a fox boy.
He kind of hurts his knees when he falls, and begins trying trying to climb on all fours, like desperately trying to make it through the surface, but he's not doing great. He's not doing great.
I'm gonna pop out of the bat for just a moment, and I'll say to the others, scared of the bat. Probably hasn't had a good experience with them. Keep an
Yeah,
eye
that
out for
makes-
vampires.
Real quick, while you're paying attention out here, if we have to go real quick, do I have your consent to bodily take you, throw you over my shoulder, and book it?
Who are you
You know,
talking
like,
to?
if you're in the to Noah.
As
Noah, pay
much
attention. Noah, me and you here. Right
I'm
here.
listening.
Okay,
As
yeah.
much as I don't like being carried like a sack of potatoes, why don't
If
you
it hits
just
the fan?
why
I
don't
could
you
also,
just-
like, carry you brattle style if you'd prefer that.
goodness? Why don't you just tap my shoulder? I should feel that. I will feel that.
Okay.
If it's really urgent, you can carry me,
Okay.
but not
sounds
bridal
good.
style.
So over the shoulder after all, huh?
That's fine.
All right.
I'm no one's
Could also
bride.
like piggyback you probably.
That's even better.
I'm glad you two got there.
And I'll zoom back in on the kid.
Zoomer over here.
Zoom. Back to
Okay,
the bat.
Are you actively trying to make the bat sort of like push the kid forward?
Yeah, like, obviously as gently as possible. I don't want to, like, get too close to where he freaks out. Through slow but steady movements, trying to, like, guide him toward that, and hopefully he also understands that because I'm not being, like, really pushy or doing anything more than just getting somewhat close, that maybe I'm not trouble, but I don't know how he thinks. So I'm just trying to be, like, reasonable with it.
Okay, it seems like your efforts are indeed making him go a little faster than he normally would, but it's also being quite bad for his mental health.
Can I make a perception check while this is happening to see if there? Maisel got spotted by the eye. I'm trying to keep a lookout to see if like anyone is sort of like approaching this area.
Okay, you can roll perception.
Oh,
It's an advantage
Why would it be advantage?
because of my dragon blood.
Oh, okay.
True. Everyone has advantage on perception checks now.
I do too.
They do?
Not everyone, but like
Almost
myself,
everyone.
Iluna, Lilia.
Yeah, you don't spot anything out of the ordinary. Just a couple people, like, a couple. Not literally like a couple of people, but a literal couple. Walking by the street, going like, "Did you hear that fucking boy? Yeah, sounded like a ghost." But other than that, nothing.
Okay. So not immediately terrible.
Yep.
Okay. Is this your guys' plan? I'm watching it happen in real time.
yeah, I'm just, like, guiding the kid along at this point. I don't
Yeah.
know what
I'm
better
lo-
to do.
I don't know what Maisel's doing.
Myzel is kind of waiting at the top of the wall for the signal to go in and get him.
Okay.
Okay.
So the moment DM tells me that he has made it,
Yeah.
I will pop back out.
It's gonna take a few minutes.
Can I cast Augury in this time then?
You can, yeah.
The course of actions you plan to take within the next 30 minutes. I guess the course of action would be ignoring what's happening in the graveyard. I'd want to know what omen I would get.
What do you mean ignoring the course of? Like what is?
Like, because we see that something is happening in the graveyard, but the only thing we are essentially just helping this one kid. I feel like there's more going on aside from the kid. So if we were to ignore like sort of the widespread area, or like the sort of like the overall like sort of like whatever's happening in the graveyard, what would the omen be? If we were to walk away from this tonight after helping this kid.
From course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes.
Another sick fucking spell that doesn't get used enough.
Yeah. Okay, so you're trying to get an answer for what happens if you just choose to not interact with this graveyard.
Yes. While you're thinking, I'll give a description of what it looks like. Very often now, I think when Aluna's tattoo sort of glows when she has the drought, the tattoo sort of like grows upward, and anyone that everyone that's seen it, it's sort of like a world tree sort of looking thing, and so it looks like vines and roots sort of making their way up like through her veins and up her neck towards her eyes, and then sort of towards the center of her forehead, sort of blooming into a flower, into a third eye momentarily.
You kind of like get a glimpse of you all walking away from the graveyard, sort of like determining maybe, you know, either tonight is not the night, or let's just not do this ever. Since it is just about tonight, like due to the time constraints of the spell. And you see you all arriving at unscathed, sleeping, then waking up to a brand new day the following day. And well, I guess you haven't seen necessarily all of the people that are at the graveyard right now, but just through the spell itself, you kind of like feel like you can sense the traces of their vitality like coursing through the city, in a sort of way of like nothing like nothing deadly is going to happen.
Yes, nothing deadly is going to happen immediately. Okay.
Yes, it's a sort of neither good nor bad sort of situation. You're not
and nothing is nothing drastic enough happens that it changes the situation.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I think Luna will then just wait, keeping an eye out. Then pick up Rala princess style.
No.
Well, while you were casting that, that would have been about enough time for the kid to finish his ascent.
Damn, you really scared him. You said a few minutes. That was 1 minute.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure because I remember the way back, right?
Yeah, you do. The crypt
Yeah.
is pretty deep, and this kid is in total darkness. It takes a while for you to be able to navigate, even if you're going just straight up.
Sure.
Like just, you know, measuring your steps and stuff, like, and making sure you're not gonna stop and fall, etc. And he's going actively slower because he's very scared and he keeps tripping over himself. So, yep.
So
Takes
me knowing the
a while.
path and him taking a while, just when I think it will take him maybe like a minute to make it to the top, I'll pop out and I'll say, he's almost out. If we move, we should move now. Otherwise, he'll probably cause a ruckus at the exit, and then who knows what'll happen.
Myself. He's almost to the entrance. Get ready. That's the special message.
Yep. On it. All right. He will poke his head carefully back over the wall, spy a place within 30 feet, and misty step down to the graveyard floor.
He's popping out over the wall, right?
Hit
So-
just enough to see. So like
so 30
just
feet
his-
down, in terms of ground floor, would just be straight down, because the wall is 30 feet up.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
He
you
can.
would be
Hang
at
on.
the very back of the graveyard.
Yeah. So he's not going to go straight for the ground. He's going to go like maybe 5 feet, because the eye was about 20 feet up, right?
It was about 10 feet below your height and 20 feet away.
Yep. So that would mean it's 20 feet off of the ground itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he's going to appear like a little bit further out, but 5 feet off the ground. And because of his feature, he appears invisibly and will coast down into the steps of that mausoleum or that crypt.
Okay. Noah would have sent this message a little bit before the kid would have arrived, right?
Correct. And then once this has been delivered to the party, I would just have put a hand on Lilia's arm and said, I'm gonna stay with the kid until I see Myzel there. If we have to dip, please carry me.
All right.
Yeah, Myzel is trying to time it so that he reaches the gate almost exactly when the kid does.
All right. Roll
So
a
he
stealth
would be
check
okay.
for the noise.
Okay. I get advantage because I'm invisible.
Do you though? Are you invisible?
Yes. Well, I mean, like not from
Yeah,
the
you
eye
do get
above, but from
yeah,
the
you do
others
get it.
in the graveyard.
Yeah, you do get advantage.
Because his intention was to try and come in below where that eye was looking, because he was watching. It was mostly surveying around itself. And his goal was to come in kind of below its sight lines and make his way quickly over.
16. Okay, you managed to glide towards the crypt number 2, I believe, was the one. Deftly dodging obstacles in the way, and also doesn't seem to particularly attract the attention of the bouncers, of the person shivering on the ground, kind of like nearby the mausoleum, or the guy that still seems to be puking. Quite nearby where you teleported, actually.
Throws up
And
on you.
as he's landed and is making his way like the last couple of feet to the bars, he is starting the casting of Dimension Door and will hold it until the kid appears at the bars.
Okay, I will say, as you approach the entrance to the crypt, you hear the kid's voice going like, I'm getting there! Get me out! Get me out! Help me!
Come with me! He'll call to the kid and reach a hand through the bars.
Okay, at the same time you see one of the bouncers kind of like uncomfortably like shuffle from her position. I'm gonna say it's like this tall Jotun woman.
Yep.
And she shifts from her position, kind of glances at her companion, and goes like, "Looks like it's over," and starts heading towards the crypt door. And when you shout, she seems to be a little like, "The fuck was that?" The kid, however, as soon as he reaches the door, he immediately like begins grasping for it, kind of like it. You can see his hands are already hurt from like clawing at the darkness, like they're bleeding from the fingernails.
Mizell will just grab his wrist and finish casting Dimension Door and reappear where his allies were.
Okay. You successfully teleport yourself alongside this child. You know, you both kind of like fade away, and you appear for like just the briefest moment. As you cast Dimension Door, and the Jotun woman kind of like goes like, "What the fuck?" But you do reappear, and all of you see Mizell getting back to the group with this teenager kid who looks like a sort of like an anthropomorphized bear, sort of, kind of like a teenager with many earth sign traits.
He's a furry.
Yeah, it's kind of like a little bit. He's not too swole yet, but you can tell this kid is gonna be pretty large eventually.
Sheesh.
But like
Thank
I said,
you.
like there are bits of blood on his hands. He's very dirty. He's using like very simple clothes. You can tell he's from the Frosty Ants possibly. He's wearing like this scarf, and he looks fucking just like he just went through like the worst thing on earth. Looking at you like, who are you?
Hey,
Who?
hey.
You're okay. You're okay.
It's okay.
What?
You're right.
Where?
You're safe now.
We're adventurers and we save people.
The
What's your name?
Mark?
Hi, Mark. My name is Luna. Nice to meet you.
Nice to. Am I in trouble?
No.
No. Look at you. You're a mess. And she'll sort of like stroke his cheek, and I'll do healing hands. He gets 4d4 back.
Yeah, seems to fix all of the sort of like scratches he took on this sort of trip. This isn't part of. Was this supposed to happen? What?
Tell you what. We're gonna get you somewhere nice and warm. You're gonna calm down, and you're gonna tell us what happened to you, okay?
Make a persuasion check.
Can I assist?
Can you get advantage because I healed him?
You can either or both make a check, or you can make it an advantage.
That's pretty good.
Where did I put it?
That's good enough for all. Just be like, you want to make your own check?
Sure, for funsies, why not?
Yeah.
Where did I put my die?
Hey, look at us.
Pretty close.
Did it
Big
fall?
women are really,
So
really
nice.
in right now. We're just
Most
so
of us are
nice.
So in this season.
Yeah, we're so nice and tall and just gentle.
And
We're just
comforting.
tall, nice, and tall and gentle.
All
Oh.
nice, but also tall.
There's something about a gentle giant.
You both offer this to him, and he recoils from you immediately and goes, "I need to go back. I need to go back to the graveyard.
Why?
What do you...
Uh, kind of has a face of like, I really shouldn't talk about this.
As that's happening, like as soon as Mizell got him safely to the others, he wanted to creep back up the wall and see what the two bouncers were headed there for. And see if he can listen in on what's going on down there.
You want to redo your invisibility and go there?
He's not no. He's just going back to the top of the wall.
Okay.
He's doing the meerkat again.
Okay, you're going back to the top of the wall and trying to peek over it, right?
Yeah, and just listen and see what he can.
Okay, roll stealth again.
Okay.
Listen and learn.
I'm assuming this is another straight roll because, well, he's not invisible anymore, so yeah.
I remember my Zell's fucking face for sure now.
Okay, the eye doesn't seem to clock you. Roll a perception check now. $29. You peek your head over the wall. You can't quite hear what they are talking about because you're far from them, and it's
Are they not like shouting angrily because their thing disappeared?
they don't seem to be shouting angrily, and I forget what the word for it is, but it's kind of like it's wide in the open, and it's it's snowing, it's windy, etc. Like it's hard for you to really be able to listen in on conversations that aren't been shouted, and they're not shouting.
Okay.
The woman who was headed towards the place seems to have opened the door to the crypt. It's kind of like looking inside and looking towards the other bouncer who seems to have not completely left their position but approached a little bit. And they're kind of like, she's kind of like pointing in and then doing like a shrugging motion. And he's like, the other dude is like scratching his head.
Is Noah still looking through the bat? Or
No,
just
I
this
typed in chat. I'm
Oh.
back to myself, but I have the bats all flying back to the big tree.
Okay.
Okay.
I missed that part. Okay.
All right, bats are on the big tree. Meanwhile, the kid seems like he doesn't really want to answer. Kind of like and is sort of like thank you, but I really gotta get back.
And does it look like he's just scared, or does it feel like it's even beyond that?
Roll an insight check.
Eh.
11. Kid is pretty fucking terrified. Not sure of what. But it at least feels like whatever it is, it doesn't seem like you guys have really like reassured him that it's a better option for him to accompany you than it is to finish whatever it was he was doing.
Mizell
We
will
have-
come.
Sorry, I just wanted to ask. We have not convinced him? Is that what you said?
No.
Doesn't seem like it. Yeah.
Okay.
I think when Mizell has not been able to hear anything from up above, he'll come back down and grasp the kid's hands and say, I saved you from there. You can trust us. We'll keep you safe.
Okay. You can roll a persuasion check of your own.
Okay.
He still goes like, thank you, mister. But if I don't, I need to go back. Can you get me back?
He'll look. He'll cast detect magic subtly so that it doesn't startle him. Does it look like he's afflicted by anything other than like what the normal townspeople are, or is he even afflicted by that?
Or is he just terrified?
Oh, wait,
Um,
did Aluna check that already?
I don't know.
Oh,
I mean, I did, but like, it's. I mean,
I'm checking
but
in
not with magic.
magic.
Yeah, you didn't detect
magic.
magic on it. Seems to be affected by the same mind affliction that is over everyone.
Mhm.
But nothing aside from that, actually.
Do you think casting Asuna on him might help?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Although I was thinking that is greater and lesser restoration. I was going to try dispel magic or remove curse. I just needed to double check the difference between them.
Pretty sure Greater Restoration also gets rid of
Does it?
one curse. Yeah. Does Greater Restoration does everything.
Mm-hmm.
Rala, do you happen to recognize this kid from around?
In that
Or-
case, oh yeah, I'll let Rala finish.
Do I happen to recognize?
The kid?
Yeah.
You, not from the orphanage, but you may have seen him just on the street around, from the same like city block as you.
No?
Okay, my Zell's earring will kind of gleam for a moment as soothing restorative magic washes over the kid, and the Asuna materia kind of restores him. And Maizel will kind of watch to see, does that end the magic that's afflicting him?
Oh.
Greater restoration. Such creature magically remove one of the following effects. Passion level, the chance of better fiction occurs. This one. Guess. Roll a spellcasting ability check.
Okay. That's just just the spellcasting, no proficiency, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Ah!
You have Inspiration.
You do.
Oh god, it's playing so many times. Yeah. I do, but also can I use the sorcerer feature for that?
Yeah.
I'll just do that then. Save the inspo for not something that's not an ability check. Okay, that's gonna do. Oh my god, that's not much better.
Nope.
Now can I use the inspo?
I mean, that's how Unspell works.
Well, yeah, you can. 'Cause it's inspiration, so it's fine.
Okay. Let's go.
Well, 10. Just a 10.
I know.
11. It's about what I asked.
That's all I got.
16.
This is an incredibly powerful spell that's affecting him to restore his mind and body and soul.
Yes, but also the spell that is affecting him to that is affecting everyone in the city is incredibly powerful. So 16 doesn't cut it. You try to use the materia to restore this this kid, and again, he's just the fact that he's scared has nothing to do with it. You can tell he's got the exact same effect that was on everyone else in the city, like normally. And you can see that the incantation that is on the materia is not going to be sufficient without some additional help. So you try to weave in a little bit of your arcane knowledge, a little bit of your natural power, like pumping some more ether into the materia to supplement it. But even then, it's not enough.
Can I
You can-
tell, is this a blood magic effect? Because I know a little bit more about blood magic, and I think I have some features that can affect it.
You can make an Arcana check.
I can help you if you tell me what you're seeing.
Yeah. Myzel will say, the materia itself isn't quite doing the trick, but I can tell if this is blood magic affecting him. And he's saying this subtle spell message to Noah.
Well, I have pretty good eyes. And I'm going to analyze.
Okay.
And
With
I
you.
am going to bump an extra one in there to identify.
Identify.
I'm pretty sure you already did that to someone else who had the same, the same thing. You can tell that it's the same thing.
Okay.
Currently, this child, but since you're analyzing him anyway, this boy is very scared. You can tell his heart rate is incredibly accelerated, like he's almost on the brink of like a panic attack.
Mhm.
Just very distressed. All of his vitals are all over the place. The adrenaline is coming down a little bit right now, but there's still like this deep-rooted fear. Aside from everything else that I've already told you about the enchantment itself, right now I'm gonna say that since Myzel tried to unravel it, it's sort of like disturbed the magic that is binding it together in a certain way. So you can get further insights into it.
Sorry, it's not analysis, it's diagnosis, by the way.
Yeah, okay. You can more accurately ascertain that it's an effect that is equivalent to like 8th or 9th level in
Oh,
terms of spell
Jesus
levels.
Christ.
Yeah.
Even spread across so many people?
Yes.
That's probably what the magical circles are doing as well, or the runes and stuff.
And you can additionally tell that the source of this magic, now that it's sort of like, I'm imagining that sort of like it's kind of like this tightly tied web, and Myzel's attempt at dispelling it has sort of like loosened it a little bit, so you can actually see what the web is made of while it is tightening up again. You can see the strands of magic, the strands of ether that form the spell, and it is not unfamiliar to you. It is a kind of ether composition that you have seen in recent times before on your journeys. It seems to be lunar magic. More
Okay.
specifically, it seems to be lunar magic that is sort of aligned with Menfina.
Okay.
You have seen it many times when Lilia is using Lycan abilities. Sometimes
Yeah.
they are like that, sometimes they are a little bit like another thing.
Just for like a little bit of additional flavor, because I am completely out of charges for the eyes now. As I use these last few, there's a couple. They look like tears, but it's really kind of snow falling out of the eyes and immediately freezing over.
You become
And-
cross-eyed when you're out of charges. Permanently.
Fuck.
Please
Um,
don't back.
I'm going to place a hand on Myzel's shoulder while he's doing this to cast a message. And I'm going to say, that magic is incredibly powerful. And Fina is related.
Replying back mentally, he'll say, maybe Aluna can do something about it then? Or Aluna and Lilia together, since they know a lot about the moons?
Still hand on shoulder, I'm gonna whisper another message. While glancing at the two girls, who are probably entertaining the kid right now or distracting him.
No, Myzel's
Yeah,
still
he-
kind of
Like
holding
kind
his
of
hands
talk him
for
down,
his-
really.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah,
It's okay.
he's kind of like,
He-
I need to go.
walking him through like square breathing of like in for 3 seconds, hold for 3 seconds, out for 3 seconds.
Yeah.
I think Luna will say, since he keeps saying he's like he needs to go, she'll just say, listen. I'm gonna help you. But first I need you to breathe. Look at you, you're tired. You're hurt a little bit. Just take a moment to calm down.
I need to go. If you can't get me back there, I'm just gonna go now.
I'm gonna, in that
Back
message
with
to Myzel, say, maybe they can help, but I think it's important to get out of here now.
Mhm. He'll say to them, "Come back with us. We can help you. We'll keep you safe from them."
Are you doing anything special or just saying that?
Oh, right. His persuasion check from earlier. I forgot.
Yeah.
If he's just not listening at all, then
Seems pretty adamant on going back.
Myzel is going to cast sleep on him.
Something you had
It's
it.
better than the mechanical method I was plotting.
Me too. I was about
do the
to share a
mechanical
look.
method of sleep.
Yeah, I was about to share a look with Lily. I was just like,
No.
And then you
really
went
don't
for a
wanna
little
knock it.
oh, right in the back of the
Yeah,
head.
you were about to cast
Nothing.
sleep, but the old-fashioned
with
way.
my fists.
Yeah.
The somatic component of sleep.
The
for me is
somatic
just the fists.
component.
We were gonna cast it for your own good,
Oh.
actually, DM.
And this is the 2024 version of sleep.
Yes.
So
it is.
it's not a pool of hit points anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now I don't know what it does.
Let me
It's a
see.
DC 21 wisdom saving throw.
21, brother.
Yep, he fails his save.
And-
Shocking.
How long is he asleep?
He's incapacitated until the end of his next turn, and then he
It's-
repeats the save. If he fails again, he's unconscious for the whole minute.
Minute?
For a minute.
Yeah, it's a minute.
but I can use the sorcery point for enduring spell, I think is what it was called,
To
right?
increase it to 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yeah, well,
Crazy.
we can move fast.
Well, now
All
it's
right.
enough time.
Okay,
And
so
I
he's
can recast it as needed because I don't think he'll be able to ever succeed.
okay.
Probably not.
How many times
So-
can you cast it?
I have a lot
Several.
of points. Yeah, like it's a first level spell.
Yeah.
I get that, but like if he's continuously waking up like I gotta go, it's like this is not gonna be an effective strategy.
Can
We
I-
have to
how-
venture.
If I knock him out with fists, how long would he be unconscious for?
Knock him out
A
with
few
fists.
hours, yeah.
All right.
Hold on. Before we resort to violence.
Violence. This is just
He's unconscious
you know,
right now.
a very
At
long
least, like,
hug.
yeah,
That's-
Mysel's spell does put the kid to sleep. It's like, no.
I will do you tell me about the Menfina stuff?
Once I
once
see
he's
he's asleep, then
Yeah.
yes, I'll speak openly and I'll say, there's very strong magic affecting this kid. It's Menfina related, so maybe both of you are able to help in some way. But I also, if he's this hellbound on getting back in there, maybe somebody is going to miss him soon, so we need to leave.
People
Yeah, I was
inside the
thinking we
graveyard did seem confused that he wasn't there. We should be moving, but if there's something you can do, perhaps you can carry him and keep moving.
Oh,
I
I
can-
can. Yeah, I'll just scoop him up in my arms.
Yeah, nothing I want to do out here. Let's get somewhere.
How?
Quiet.
If I booked it, how long would it take to get back to the place?
If you went like full sprint mode, let me take a look at the map. Oh, probably like half an hour.
Oh, jeez.
Okay,
Mm,
Myzel still
Well,
has.
full sprint, maybe like 20 minutes, 15 minutes.
Wow, that's a
I
lot.
don't think that would be too noticeable.
Hold up. I got this. Myzel. Well, no, I can't. If you're sprinting, I can't keep up as easily.
I got this. Never mind.
Guys,
I
we're
can
gonna
just carry-
I was gonna
can
say I
just
can
carry
cast
you, too.
invisibility on the two of you so
We're-
that he's
we're-
invisible.
have to
And I
knock him
still have see
unconscious.
invisibility, so I can keep him asleep.
Yeah, I think we just have to like knock him out. Like out.
How far is our trip?
Half an hour.
Like a half hour.
Mhm.
How much faster? I mean, I guess 15 minutes if I cast fuck is this shit called?
I don't want to
God
knock.
damn it, cunt, where
I
are
also
you?
don't want to be sprinting through the city because I think that's gonna
Yeah.
be.
The only thing I can try to think of is trying to do something with the materia, with my tattoo, with the Drought of Shendor, with
Hang on.
Lilia, and I
on.
cannot do that on the open.
I have an idea. Mr. DM, can I non-lethal a blood magic spell?
What
If
the
he's
fuck?
controlling, if they're unconscious and he's very
Non-lethal spells? That's forbidden.
well, actually, hold on. No. Myzel couldn't do it anyway because he sees this kid
I've
as
got an
innocent.
elbow to the back of the head.
Yeah.
Take him out.
Yeah, it's like, bro, maybe, but you gotta be really careful with that shit. Like, you miss one little thing, that's an artery.
He's like,
Well-
I think I could try to blood cook.
No, Myzel's just kind of running through possibilities in his head, and he's like, "No, the kid's an innocent. I can't hurt him. I can keep him asleep with magic, or you can just knock him on the head."
He's already gotten an elbow to the back of the head. He's good for about an hour.
Hey, who says he's innocent? Maybe he like drank while being underage.
Wait, why
I
is
mean,
his
he's
head...
already unconscious, so let's get back to. And then I'm just gonna pick the kid up and.
I
Wait,
think
why
like
is his head turned that way?
Oh, he's fine. He's fine. It's just it's
Bear-
asleep, so it's like lolling to the side.
The bare necks. The etymology is actually quite interesting. You see,
The head
Think
is
we
like
should've-
90 degrees turned.
You pick up the unconscious child.
Milo, can you turn him invisible, please?
Myzel will actually. What level do I need to cast it at to make all of us invisible? Invisibility second level. Okay. So we're gonna do a fun thing.
I can just
Uh,
cast invisibility on myself, I think.
Yeah, you'd need like 5th level invisibility to cover everyone.
Or you could just make
Mm-hmm.
me and the kid invisible, and the rest of you could just walk.
True. All right, I'll just cast it at.
It's not like you will walk up with like a sign saying "We are kidnapping the child."
Mhm.
If the one carrying the child is out,
All right, I'll cast it at third level to put both the kid and Lilia invisible,
okay.
so that the rest of us can just walk back normally.
I'm gonna be very careful to be like stepping in footprints in the snow to not leave my own.
I'll just walk ahead of you.
Yeah.
Actually, no, you probably have bigger foot size than me, huh? Do you have a bigger foot size than Have you ever thought about this?
No,
It's such
I've
a
not
random
ever
thing.
thought about my D&D character's foot size.
Yeah,
That
neither
is
have
not
I.
something
Roll for
I've
it.
ever considered. What do you want me to roll, a D12? That seems actually.
No, I would say a D6 plus 6 because she's like fully grown.
Oh, true. That's true. Okay, D6.
Miss Bigfoot over here. Oh.
Bigfoot.
Yep.
For real, size
Yeah.
11. That seems very valid.
Wait, I like this. I'm gonna roll too.
Such a random thing we're doing.
That tracks.
Yeah, that actually also tracks.
Yeah, that's good.
All right,
Why
I'm
we-
scared.
Why did we arbitrarily choose like 6?
I don't know.
It makes sense. Like
That tracks.
adults
Well,
have
the-
these
the
ranging
plus
from
six-
like 7.
No, I mean the +6. That's why I mean.
I made it up on the spot because like that gives you from a like size 7 to a size 12, which is kind of the adult average range.
Yeah,
If
also
your
makes sense.
species is physically larger, then like you might be larger.
These all track so well. Rala.
Yeah, do we have the exact same size?
Rala's not going to be. Rala's not going to be. Actually, maybe Rala's a D4 plus 4 as a child.
Yeah, that,
Let's go, Rala. The most important role of your life.
Shoot thighs.
This is going to determine your height too.
And
This
it's
is
private.
really-
Oops, that
Public,
sorry.
public.
The reveal?
Yeah, sorry.
There
Ooh,
you
that
go.
track.
Oh,
Wait, these are
baby.
all so good. What? The tracks. Awesome.
She's gonna be average height, guys.
I'm
Yep.
adding this to my notes. My Zell is shoe size 7.
Gotta put that
Anyway,
on my sheet as well. This is D&D. I love D&D.
Edit appearance, shoe size 11.
Biography.
So that
You-
tracks. The Aluna and Lilia have the exact same shoe size, so they can walk in each other's footsteps.
That's so
Yes,
good.
we have determined that incredibly plot critical fact just now.
You can never say when we're walking in the snow in
Well.
front of each other that we have different footsteps. You can never say it now.
Okay, you take a walk through the city of Great Helm at night. It's, I would say it's a bit past midnight by now. Like, we've been doing shenanigans for a while. It's a very bright night. Shandor is almost full. It's going to be full tomorrow night. And people are. It's not like people are walking by, but occasionally you see people walking to a bar or back from some bar, mostly drunkards and that sort of thing. You even see the guy like from grade school. I think his name was Victor, if I recall correctly. Kind of like slumped against the street, sort of like raises a bottle your way, but doesn't say anything. And
Does the colloquial nod up? Made eye contact, nods up.
yeah. But other than that, you have no reason to really be stopped or anything on your way back to your house. You also go back pass through the neighborhood where you had the drinks, Mr. Winterland, just a few minutes ago. Not minutes, like maybe an hour or so ago. And you return to your home, unimpeded.
Okay. Can we try one last thing for I think we're gonna end off our house?
For Homest?
I wanna try to get rid of the curse on the kid. Since Shandor is sort of the moon I'm aligned with. Actually, no, I guess technically it isn't. I mean, I guess it is. It's weird.
Well, the magic was Menfina related.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But you
It's
have
just
a
I feel like that's when my mark is
different-
strongest. Or maybe I'm
true.
yeah. I was assuming that, and then I was just like, you know what, technically speaking, I don't know this to be true. Is this sort of something that like I've always figured?
So what do you want to do?
Lilia's used to the Moon of Menfina's effects, right?
Mhm.
I'm not sure what sort of properties the Moon of Shandora has. In general, but I think my mark is strongest when I'm doing it. So I want to use the materia and sort of try to filter out the Menfina and sort of like let Lilia sort of handle that part of it to try to lower the DC to expel the curse.
What do you mean filter out?
Like so like my mark I guess is sort of blessed with the sort of moonlight of Shandora plus the drought that I've gotten from Serena. So I wanted, kind of like push one thing and push one thing out and put another thing in.
Okay, what is going to be pulling it out though?
Lilia doesn't know magic. The best I could do is
absorb the lunar ether and
If you could-
redirect it somewhere.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
could
want it to get stuck
redirect-
in me by any means.
You can redirect the lunar ether into me.
I can technically pull in kind of lunar aether with my mark.
Oh, true.
but it will go into me. I just
can
don't know
use-
what it's gonna
no.
do.
I can redirect it if you help me channel it, because I can use absorb elements to try and absorb the lunar magic and then redirect it into Lilia.
Okay, I'll try this. I'll use my mark to do the moonstruck feature to sort of pull out the lunar ether.
Okay. You can
And-
try to do it, but I will say, the magical energy is not leaking out of this thing. It
Well,
is very
can I-
well contained in.
Can I use the Asuna Materia's second charge to try and loosen it, dispel it, and then as it's kind of
Oh, actually-
loosened, we can then pull it the rest of the way out?
Oh, actually, can we try to combine things here? Can Noah kind of try to dispel what I tried to Asuna?
I mean,
Then my Zell absorbs elements.
yeah, you can try to combine things.
And redirect the ether like into Lilia, who's like attuned to Minfina and can probably either ingest it or dispel it or something like that.
I wish I could, but I don't have the spell. I think
I have
we've
Wizard
dispel
are
magic.
you?
I have dispel magic if you
Yeah.
use the Asuna Materia instead.
Yeah, I think we've had that issue. I can't dispel. I don't have that.
Okay, you can try to dispel magic on the creature.
Okay.
Okay. So we got our massive combination. How do you want us to roll this?
Uh,
Assume there's just
well,
a basic skill check.
whomever is casting the spell magic first can make a spellcasting ability check.
Okay.
Greater Restoration is also going to be a spellcasting ability check.
I'm gonna do my sorcerer point to re-roll. Well, actually, that's that. No, we said anything 10 or lower, I can re-roll. So I'm gonna try it again.
Oh!
There we go.
All right. As you focus your energy on the child's violently unconscious body, you begin to feel this very powerful incantation that is taking hold of him. And you kind of blast it with your ether because you're a sorcerer. Like, your method of going about this is not very technical. It's mostly just brute forcing it, just using your own ether to sort of like clean the place out. And you find sort of an opening in the incantation where you can sort of like begin to force it, like put your ether in and try to disperse it gradually. And with a lot of effort and a lot of finesse on your part, suddenly you can feel the very tight strings of the spell undoing themselves, and the magic is finally faded. The kid seems to no longer be affected by whatever that thing was.
That was not easy. Thank you, everyone, for the assistance.
You're welcome.
We should probably let him rest and ask more questions in the morning or whenever he wakes up.
That's the best, yeah.
We should take a few watches. I make sure no one followed us.
I can take
Agreed.
several watches.
One thing that I've been thinking about, and, well, ever since we dealt with Selena, I've not been at my full strength in the daylight. And we're also definitely dealing with creatures that move about more at night. So do you think we could try to shift our sleep schedules a little to more work in the hours of dark? I'm not saying we should stay up all night tonight and then crash for the whole day. We'll need to be able to do some stuff, but perhaps it's late now and we get up just later tomorrow and then shift around a little bit.
Are you asking me, Anuna Shandor, if I'd like to sleep in?
Kind of, and then stay up late. Like we were teenagers again.
I would love the idea of sleep.
We're all inside one room right now as well, right?
Yeah, we're in the
Yeah, I'd
living room of
imagine
our
we're in the-
house.
Yeah, have the kid on the couch and.
Yep.
Just sit
By
By the
on-
way, let me just roll how long he's gonna stay down for.
Just
So
in case.
1d4, I guess.
Just in case somebody had followed us, what I'd like to do here is have everybody stay close to one another, and I'm going to cast a little spell to make sure in case somebody comes in here, nothing looks odd.
Okay.
All good with that? Sleeping?
Yes, and well, don't
Here?
forget that I can keep a watch out all night.
In that case, I'm going to hold out my left hand and wave it once, and I'm going to cast.
Ah,
Ah.
caca.
May you rest in peace.
Oh my god. We're doing Orin's tiny hut inside our own house.
Yeah, so I'm casting the spell, and the way I'd like to look at from the outside is almost
Like, get for it.
as if the room was empty.
Ooh.
Okay.
I will
Fancy.
put blankets on top of it to make it a blanket fort.
We get yelled at. Oh.
Yeah, so I don't know if the correct word is to say like it's almost reflecting the reality of what is inside here, but I'd like to make it seem as if this living room was entirely empty from the outside.
Give him an Arcana check.
Opaque from the outside in and of any color you choose.
House colored.
House colored.
Living room
Millennial
colored.
gray.
Give him an Arcana check.
does
Who
it-
cares-
so hear
who
me out,
cares
hear me
how
out.
it looks
Yeah,
inside?
stop
whole-
hearing me out. I'm letting him do the Arcana check.
Okay.
God damn it.
Do I get
Okay.
advantage due to my scholarly nature?
That is that and buried.
Not intimidation. What was it? Arcana. Yeah.
Yes.
Fuck me in the.
Nope.
Hang
you
on.
can
Nope.
choose it.
Wait.
You can-
Stop. This is not good for me. So I kind of cast the spell, and I don't kind of like tilt my head. I'm like, I can do better.
Oh yeah, you
than
still have the
this."
second charge of Chrono Shift.
Yeah. I don't like the way it looks. I'm not satisfied with the exterior. Perhaps there's a couple
Yep.
like uneven parts of it or whatever. And so I'm going to chronal shift and try again. Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. It is a very. It's not something you're gonna be able to do often, because Tiny Hut is not an illusion spell. This is kind of like almost like a major image.
Yeah.
But this one time you do manage to pluck a few strands of the incantation here and there, and modify it so that the wording, any color you're choosing, becomes very liberal, and and you do manage to paint sort of like the interior of the dome onto the dome itself.
Yeah. It's like I even catch the spell off guard this once with like this very particular shape and color I
So
wanted
it's
to
like,
have.
ooh,
So
what's this?
yeah. So the spell's like, I'll allow it this once because this is freaky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And as I finish casting it, I'll say, "This room from the outside is now completely empty. So, if anyone's taking a watch, you're welcome to step outside. But it might not even be necessary. It might even be better to just stay in here and pretend we're not here. You know, like
Right.
when the Jehovah's Witnesses come by and you just act like you're not at home."
That's so rude, but so funny.
I'll take second watch. I want to be up if the boy awakes.
I'll take the first one, because I don't.
How do you know he's not gonna wake up?
Oh,
I don't know. I'm just trusting Luna's instincts here.
oh!
If
I'm
she
assuming
said-
he's not gonna wake up immediately.
No,
Yeah.
I mean Noah. Like,
No,
you
I
know,
don't know.
Oh,
Like
okay.
Luna
Noah
sounded
would make
so
sure he
convinced.
doesn't wake up.
Yeah, Luna sounded so convinced he won't be up for the first one. I'm like, awesome. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
up
I
for
mean
the first
that's
one.
just Luna doing math. Like he's been asleep for half hour. Like maybe an hour he'll be up. If not, then fucking.
Yeah, this is fully trusting her instincts because I don't know anything about throwing hands. So if she says that's what's gonna happen, I'm gonna go with it.
I mean, this is like, if we want to get technical, this is stuff that we do in D&D because it's more convenient, and life in real life would be absurd.
It would be crazy.
If you were out for longer than any sort of minute, it's like, oh, you have brain damage.
Yeah,
You're in
for
a
sure.
coma.
anyway.
The same thing with like
Uh,
administering potions. Like you'll choke someone, they will die.
So
It's
you guys got your do your like watch orders, I suppose.
Last watch because it's gonna be that Lilia just still wakes up early.
Mhm.
She's used to training in the morning.
And then
Alright.
Lizel will tell her, no, go back to sleep. Go sleep until like noon.
Okay. Then we are going to call it here, as you guys have kidnapped a child.
Hell yeah.
Yay!
When you
That-
kidnap a child that was kidnapped.
That is what you don't know he was kidnapped.
You kidnap from
Oh
the
yeah,
kidnapper.
I remember all those times I was crawling up my staircase, fingers bleeding, screaming to get out, and then I thought to myself,
Man, maybe that's just
Kink
band
shame
can.
him.
That's not a
he's just
kink.
got
What the
Stockholm
hell? He's a kid.
Don't kid
Jesus
shame.
Christ.
Don't kid shame. I don't want to forget for next time. So, in addition,
shut up.
in addition to having a lot to my watch, I'm gonna intellect fortress myself just in case.
Alright. But yeah, that was the session.
Thanks for session.
I am surprised at the course of action that was taken.
Me too.
That we kidnapped a child. Me too. I'm also surprised.
Yeah.
You mentioned you said there was a kid trapped. I'm like, God damn it, we're gonna rescue this fucking kid.
I should have seen it coming, but I didn't.
Did you not see us rescue, or did you not see us doing more in the crypt?
I didn't see you just like going like, you know what? We're gonna take this kid and we're gonna go back home, and we're not gonna do anything else today. I was
If
like,
you
oh,
say it
okay.
like that, it sounds atrocious, man.
That
Because
is what you did. You
I know,
went.
Because
but
I'm
don't-
surrounded
but
by a
don't-
bunch of
Yeah,
cowards.
but don't say it like that. That
You
sounds awful.
You investigated the graveyard. No, it's it's a choice to be careful. I don't respect it. But
I don't
you went.
respect it.
Don't I said it. Don't disrespect it.
Oh, I
Cut out, and it sounded like you said I don't respect.
No worry, DM. I don't respect it either.
No, no, I mean, don't disrespect it. But I just didn't expect it to go this way. It was like you saw the child and teleported out with him, and I was like, okay. And then you failed the check to like convince him to come along with you, and I was like, okay, like I don't know. And then you're just like, oh, let's just knock him out and go back home, and just that's it. I'm like, oh, sure,
D&D. Peak D&D.
not a problem. Just not what I thought was
It
gonna
is
happen.
very peak D&D behavior.
Yeah, it was.
Let me send you some more when Draven.
Sorry, what?
Is this the kind of part you're looking for? Hold on, let me send you.
I feel like this was the most D&D session I've played in a while.
100%.
This was so wild.
Peak
Hmm.
D&D.
Or do you want it more slick? It's kind of hard to
want a
get
little-
slick without getting
I
the
want
hair
it a
wet.
little more slick, yeah. A little like the forehead a little bit longer. Like really just
Oh yeah, it's slick.
Don't.
No, I'm telling you guys right now. I'm doing the art for Lukina's dad for Daka.
Nice.
Luna might be attracted to the whole family. I'm not gonna lie.
Nice.
Fully
Is he
just
attracted
like, wait, actually, maybe I'm attracted to all of them.
hear him out.
in that family bloodline like you're Odysseus?
Jeez. You said that so normal that I didn't even truly register what you were saying.
Checks out.
I don't know how to get his hair more oiled.
Spit on it.
Like, you tried it. Let me.
Spit on that thing.
Give a little hot tour.
God damn it.
It's because Shank walks around with his hair wet, like everywhere.
That's not.
Like the amount of
Necessarily
gel they
wet.
must go through. Like
Bro.
Jesus.
Bro is aura flexing. Literally, aura flexing is what Shanks is in One Piece. If you think about it.
That's kind of true. Like Shanks just aura farms the entire manga.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Are you just sending privately like things?
No,
we're not
yeah,
part
we're.
of the fun. We're
Let
not
me see
sharing
if
with
I-
the class.
It's not done yet.
Give us a taste.
No,
Boo.
Then don't talk about it while we're here.
no, that's why I do it
Rude.
because you're here.
So
That's why I'm
rude.
doing it.
Oh me.
Oh my god.
I know. Oh my god, it's so
Oh, that one's good.
funny.
That one's good actually.
Yeah, I like. Let me upscale it. I really just like the
Something I
outfit.
did.
I like the outfit so much on this one.
Oh.
Oh, the tiny
An
armor.
outfit swap.
Oh yeah, I can share
Damn.
that. Me and Al did the outfit swaps.
Awesome. Wood.
Hold on. Let me. What? What is?
What?
No, double down on what you said. Say it.
Wood.
What? Who?
Yep.
No.
No, don't.
A
No,
child.
that was gross.
Obviously,
God,
I'm not talking
bad.
about the
Spray
child.
bottle, spray
You guys
bottle.
are terrible.
He looks like a cross of Saber and Ilia.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I'm satisfied with that hair.
Yeah,
That's,
I'm not sure if I can. Like, I would have to make his hair literally wet to like get more than that. I think.
Yeah, I just mean like the front could be a little bit longer, but I'm not sure if it like if you make it just a little bit longer, the bot might just make it too long, you know.
Yeah, there's a certain symmetry that comes with haircuts that like I actually am not good at eyeballing.
Yeah, it's fine. I think this one's
Rala there looks like
Here.
Jack the Ripper in Jeanne
good.
d'Arc's
Exceed
fit.
the file limit.
These are the ones.
I really should like have more
Here.
fate knowledge than I do. Man, Emmett went through a dark time, huh?
It's just whenever he described him, I was just like, he's like a old sort of like grizzled drunk dude. And then like when I met him, he was like, no, that's exactly who he looks like. Oh, well, Luna has a thing for older men.
Yeah, I mean he is sort of like he's a little older, but he's definitely like handsome and charming.
Oh no. I
Oh
can't date your
no.
daughter, I'll date your dad.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, just Emmett Silk.
I think actually, funny enough, I don't. My favorite one is the one where it fully ignored the armor, and she just had like the black dress on, just because it's just a very cute picture.
It is a little ominous though. There's like the black cat like mysteriously hanging.
Oh yeah, I forgot that the black
Like,
cat was
Yeah,
there.
and there's like and the atmosphere, like the lighting is a little like bleak. It's like, what is gonna happen, bro?
That's on a one day.
I'm actually gonna cook her.
Okay, fellas. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Agreed.
Thanks for the session. It was definitely fun.
It was a session.
It was one of the sessions of all time.
No, it was great. You guys keep me on my toes. That's good.
Hell yeah.
Super tiny
Child,
Rala.
we will simply kidnap it. Apparently, we're 2 for 2 right now on being presented children and kidnapping them.
I'm like, and just to be clear, like you guys have undone the enchantment that is making this kid sort of oblivious to any threat of vampires. That, as far as you know, that's what the spell was doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It has done nothing about the fact that the kid is terrified and wants to go back to the graveyard.
We're aware,
That's
but he
happening.
might realize that there's a vampire there and not.
Yeah, he
want
might.
to
He
go
might.
back.
He might.
You know, vampires might kill you. We won't. And well, I don't want that to be my persuasion. If he Kitty's like, no, I have to go back. I have.
We won't, but that is negotiable.
Yes, it's negotiable. I find myself negotiating a lot recently, and I'd rather just kill. I misread.
I misread. Okay, fellas. Good night. See ya.
Night, night.
Farewell.
I do miss my simple boy. I do miss the times where I could be cool.
I brought in a simple girl here. I don't know what to do, and it gets to a certain point of politicalness of like, oh no, oh.
But she's still nice. Lily's still nicer than Red.
But it's just when we get to like the super politicalness, then Lily's like, I can't do this.
Yeah, that's the one thing I have. Like when I have like smart characters, I'm just kind of like, ugh.
Oh no, I have to think about things.
What level of annoyed we're gonna have to get to make this break down in conversation? It had to be pretty high levels. That's why I was happy in the the negotiation before last. Weirdly enough, on a Monday session. This liar here, Kevin, the fucking betrayer, him and Nico. Thank God that you know someone that is willing to make a character in like an hour.
Okay.
Wait.
So what had happened was we were like splitting the party into two different groups, and Soul and I were like, "Oh, this would be so much fun if we made like twin characters, who lived in the Dwarven city."
Mhm.
And then like we're like halfway through the week, or no, I think we're almost the day of, and like Nico messages me like, by the way, don't worry about making a character, and spills that like my baddie boy character who got kidnapped and turned evil and is making another comeback with his mistress. And so then when like Soul messages me like an hour later, like, hey, we making these characters or what? And I'm like, I'm running around right now, and I'm probably just gonna like randomly bring back an old character because I don't have time to come up with a new one.
Just lied to me like a liar.
Hey, I did not lie. I brought back an old character.
You know, this is the same type of lie that Clue did. Actually, no, Clue straight up lied to Malachi. Never mind. I think I told you, Laura, that Clue just fought a dragon one time, like an ancient dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And my lie to Kevin's character Malachi was, yeah, I'm gonna spar one of the kingdom's like main like top 3 guard, like one of their blades. And he was like, okay.
Can I come
Right? He's like, I can watch. He's like, no, they're private. They're private, which is true. That character was very private. Barely made anyone else. What the fuck? Who did that? Wow, that's so cool. How do you do that? You just add it in Photoshop?
Yeah.
Nice.
Wait, what did you do? Oh, the
His
nice.
Mr. Windernan has a
I had
beard
a
on his shoulder
sick
now.
bird.
Awesome. That's so cool.
But yeah, so